Yep, testing my mic. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yes, I should be. Yep, I should be on right now. Right. So, Assalamualaikum, brothers and sisters and Islam. Welcome to my channel, The Muslim Apologist. I'm your host, MENJ, and today we are back with our weekly Q&A live stream. Um, Although honestly speaking, I'm not expecting anyone to join this time because I've delayed the live stream by several hours. I was actually supposed to do it in the morning Malaysian time, but I was very tired today. I don't know why I had this. I was feeling very lethargic, and I felt that I could, I was actually awake at around 9, and the show was supposed to start at around 10 a.m. Okay, but unfortunately, I felt very lethargic, and then I just decided to. Actually, originally, I wanted to call the whole thing off, but then I felt that I had a promise to keep because I've already scheduled all the weekly live streams, and I don't want to backtrack on that promise that I've made to all of you. So I thought to myself, hey, let's just go ahead with live stream, but just delay it by a few hours. So at first I put it at 2 p.m. Malaysian time, but then I realized also when it was about 1 a.m. that I was sorry 1 p.m. that I was still feeling lethargic and very dead tired, right? Because of what happened yesterday, I had to go and travel here and there in the morning and in the afternoon. So that was probably one of the reasons why. So in the end, I've just put it to 8:15 p.m. Malaysian time. Here we are today. Okay, I think it should be around 8:15 a.m. in the US. Okay, and it should be on a Sunday. All right. So I think probably Christians won't be able to join because for those Christians who go to church on Sunday, I don't think they will be able to join because yes, because of their church services and so on if they go to church, right? So I totally understand this, but yes, I'll try to make this stream a wonderful live stream, even if let's say nobody comes and join, it's fine. I'll just babble for about half an hour or about 1 hour before I stop. Okay. So yes, today I'm actually using two cameras now. So this is the first camera that I'm using. This is the camera that I got from Kickstarter. If for those of you who may or may not remember, I pledged for a camera from Kickstarter several weeks ago. Okay, I received it last month, but I never really got around to testing it out until a few days ago when I felt that I had the time to do so. And the camera supports uh, the feature of being a webcam, so you could actually connect the camera to the desktop and activate it as a webcam, although there aren't any other features apart from that. Okay, so this is the camera. This is the MCOF camera as it is now. And um and of course I have my original camera that I had always been using prior to this, which is the Fentech. So this is the Fentech. Okay, so the camera, the camera that is facing me like this is the Fentech Luminous C20. um I think it's Indonesian made or Malaysian made. I'm not really sure, but it's not from China. Okay, and the other camera that I've set up, which is facing me on the right, this camera is the MCOF V logging camera, which I bought from Kickstarter several weeks ago. So I think in terms of quality, they are almost similar, right? So I think it's fine, right? So this camera that I bought here, the MCOF, I will be using it for future vlogging, not vlogging, sorry, for future standalone series videos that I've planned, prior to this, okay, prior to Ramadan. And yeah, of course, let's not forget those two thieves that took my desktop and my laptop. That won't stop me from, of course, shooting my series, but I still haven't got the time to, redraw or to rewrite everything, my titles, my scripts, etc. So you would still need to give me some time to prepare all these. Okay, so eventually, inshallah, I will get about to doing all that, and I will start shooting with this camera, inshallah. So Yes, so I think we're going to get back on track. My studio isn't complete either because the contractor was supposed to come to my studio to paint the room. I think he's busy because when I called him, he didn't reply, and he last week he did make a call to me, and I told him that we should do it like last week as well. But then again, I didn't get back to contacting him because I was busy too myself, and then I told him that let's do it this week, but then he hasn't replied to me since. Okay, so I'm not really sure what's up with that, but there's no worry on that because he lives next door, so it's not an issue. Okay, so anyways, yeah, so hopefully if I can get the room done, then I can set up some things there, and I can start recording my series in a proper setting. Obviously, not like this, okay, or not even like this. Yeah, not like this. I hope. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I don't want to record my videos in this kind of setting. Okay. I mean, this is fine for a live stream, but I don't think I want it to I don't think I want my standalone videos to be recorded in this way. All right. So yes. All right. So right now the stream has been running for about 8 minutes. It's going to be 9 minutes, and there are two viewers watching this live stream. Mashallah. Welcome to the show. All right. So if you want to come on right now, you can actually do so. The StreamYard link has already been posted in the chat. All you need to do is just click on that, and you can come onto the platform, and you can talk to me about Islam, ask me questions about Islam. Hey, we can even have a dialogue. You can debate me about Islam if you want. Okay, that is what the show is for. Okay, and of course, before I continue, let's not forget cue in intro. Yep, and I'm back again. Right, so I'm still waiting for people to come on. Um, I have a feeling that nobody will because of the timing, and also because yeah, I just have this feeling that nobody's going to come on today. There might be some people in the chat, but even though there are two viewers right now watching this live stream, nobody is still commenting. I'm not sure what you guys are waiting for. Oh, by the way, there's three viewers right now watching this live stream. Thank you for joining this live stream. I'm still waiting for anyone who's willing to come on stage and yes, talk to me using the StreamYard link that I've already posted. So yes, I'm also testing out this new camera that I got from Kickstarter. So this is the new camera that I'm using, and let me switch back to the previous. Yeah, so this is the old camera that I was using, and it will still be the camera that I will use for webcam meetings and so etc. Okay, because I bought this camera this year. Okay, so it's still relatively new, right? I think it has only been about 3 months since I last used this camera. Well, I think it started since the very first time I did my first live stream. So I don't really quite remember when I started my first live stream. I think it was in February. Yeah, so February, March, April. Yes, 3 months. May now, right? So I would say 4 months now. Whereas this other camera that I'm using here, which is the MCOF, that has been about I guess you could say a month. Yeah, a month. But I've just opened it or I've just started to use it only this week. So it's not really utilized fully yet. Okay, unlike the first cam. All right. So yeah. Oh, there's this brother, apologetic Muslim. Assalamualaikum, brother. Um, can apologists do dawah? Yes, you can. I don't see why not because well I've always made this uh, statement that a da'i has to be necessarily an apologist, but an apologist does not necessarily mean that he's a da'i. But there's nothing stopping an apologist to do da'wah if they so choose, right? But that will mean by default that you're no longer an apologist. You are most likely a da'i. All right. Can I open a store on the streets? Yes, I guess you can. There's no one who's going to stop you from doing that, right? I don't see why you can't. Okay, so there you go. I hope that answers satisfies. Okay. So yeah, I'm still waiting for anyone who wants to come on to the stream. Otherwise, this is going to be one of my shortest streams ever, because the last stream that I had, it was about almost 6 hours. I think it was almost 6 hours. It was 5 hours and 53 minutes, but I had to stop because I was feeling dead tired. Not only dead tired, but also I had to do my zuhur prayers last week, so I couldn't wait until 6 hours because I was rushing for time. So yes, that's the reason why I ended it as it did. Okay, so yeah, still waiting for anyone to come onto the stream. I don't see any other familiar names in the chat though, apart from the brother apologetic Muslim. I believe you are from Pakistan, right? So apart from this brother, I have not seen anyone else. I'm not sure what happened to Sydney Football TV. Okay, some other brothers, yeah, who was in the chat prior to my in the chat last week. I guess it's because of the time zones. Like I said, I'm totally not expecting anyone to come today because of the timing. I think the timing is quite bad. Yeah, and I do apologize to those of you who will watch this recording again of this live stream. I do apologize for delaying the live stream. Okay, but I had no choice because I was feeling lethargic and very tired, and I didn't think that I could run the stream. Okay, even now I'm still feeling the effects, even though I've pretty much I took a nap earlier, and I think I've pretty much recovered from most of the lethargy, but I'm still feeling a bit tired. And also I think the weather now, I will probably need to switch on the aircon later because right now the weather is a bit hot outside. Okay, and it's humid. Okay, and right now in Malaysia, I think there is currently a heat wave that is hitting us. Okay, it has not reached my location yet, but the heat wave is being felt from the south onwards. Okay, in the southern state of Johor, especially, I've heard some people from there telling me that they are feeling the effects of the heat wave. So I think eventually it will move up north. So please make du'a that inshallah Malaysia is remain safe, and that the Muslims here will be able to endure this challenge, this test from Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala, inshallah. So please make dua for us, because heat waves can be quite dangerous if you don't have enough fluids. I think last week on the East Coast, I think two young boys died because they suffered from a heat stroke. Yeah, because due to the heat wave, because the heat wave hit the east coast of the peninsula first, and then this week it has started to come up from the south, and I think it will be just a matter of time before it comes up north and it reaches my location, because my location is somewhere in the middle of the peninsula. Okay, so hopefully its effects won't harm us too much anyway. So I guess it will be a couple of degrees higher than usual. The usual temperature will usually be around 33 degrees Celsius, but because of the heat wave, it can go up as high as 37 or 38. Sometimes it may even be able to reach 40. 40 is already quite dangerous. Okay, that would be like a very dangerous state. Okay, 37 is already high as it is, and it will be considered unusual, but it's not something that we cannot withstand if we drink a lot of fluids and take the necessary precautions. But 40 is very dangerous, right? So hopefully it doesn't reach 40, inshallah, because I've also come across news reports that there's in some places where the heat wave struck, there are some places which actually reached 40 degrees Celsius. So hopefully it doesn't go that high here in Malaysia, right? Okay, let me answer this. As an apology, I can write books and engage in different debates? Yes, you can. I don't see why not. Okay. The author of One Piece converts to Islam. I've not heard of this news yet. Is this true? I will need to check. All right. So in any case, I will need to find out whether this is true. All right. By the way, I am watching the One Piece, which is quite the quite the how was it, coincidence, right? Converts. Let me see if I can Google this, then it would be on Google, right? Yeah, it doesn't say that he's a Muslim, so I don't think he has become a Muslim yet. He's not a Muslim, okay? I don't think he is. See, I'm yawning as it is, all right? So yeah, I'm still waiting for anyone who wants to come onto the stage and yes, talk to me about Islam. It's the live Q&A session. It has been 18 minutes and 2 viewers are here watching this live stream. Definitely not me. I'm not one of them, obviously, because I'm not on YouTube. I'm on StreamYard, streaming live to YouTube, that is, but I'm not on YouTube itself, so it's not me. So I think one person would be the brother apologetic Muslim, but I'm not sure who the other person is. But hey, if you guys want to come onto stage, please do feel free to come on. The link is in the chat. Please do try to click on it. Please do click on it, and then you could come on stage, all right, to talk about anything, all right. Okay, 3 viewers right now watching this live stream. Again, if anyone wants to come onto the platform, onto StreamYard, kindly click on the link that I've already provided in the chat, and you can come here and we can talk about Islam. We can discuss about Islam. We can dialogue about Islam. We can have a discourse about Islam. Hey, we can even debate about Islam. If you are a non-Muslim who thinks that you have something uh, factual or something that you think is a weakness in Islam that you want to challenge Islam with, hey, by all means, bring it on. Okay, bring it on. So I'm still waiting for anyone who wants to come onto the live stream. Right. Um. All right. So let me see now. Yes, if anyone wants to come on, please do come on. All right. Oh, we have brother Abdul here. I think this is brother. Oh, he left. Oh dear. Okay. I think that was brother apologetic Muslim, right? Brother, can you use the name apologetic Muslim so that I know that it's you, because that confuses me a bit. Okay, not really sure whether it is really you or a troll, because a troll would also use the name Abdul. So if possible, please try to use your real name, or at the very least use your channel's name, so that I know that it's you. All right, and use the same display profile picture, okay, or the same profile picture that you're using now in StreamYard, so that I know that it's you. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult to identify you, because we have cases of trolls coming here and then they start talking trash, and then yes, I had to kick them out. Okay, and yes, of course, this was several weeks ago, but yeah, these things happen. Okay, there are people who think that is that is a joyful thing to troll people, right? So to troll live streams. Okay, so I don't get it. Why would you want to do that? Okay, okay, brother apologetic Muslim is back. All right, hang on. Assalamualaikum, brother, are you there? Hello, assalamualaikum, brother.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Walaikum salam, brother. Yes, brother apologetic Muslim, you have something
I
to
didn't I
say?
didn't mean I didn't mean Oda has converted. I said he was going to convert in future. Oh,
Oh, oh yeah, I see. All right, okay, I understand. I understand. Okay, okay, brother. Yes, right, right. So
yeah.
yes, how, brother? How are you? How are you?
Alhamdulillah. So I need
So
to go right
what?
now. So that
Oh,
was a
you're
small
going
thing I
now.
need to tell you. Yeah,
Don't you want to stay and tell us about your channel and what you're planning to do with your channel before you
yeah,
go?
it's alright. So I need to
All
pray
right, okay.
Zuhur as well. So
Okay, all right. Okay,
I'll
all
see you
right, brother.
later.
Okay, salam alaikum. Okay, inshallah. All right. Okay.
Wa
Salam
alaikum
alaikum.
assalam.
Right, right. All right. So yeah, I think that was brother apologetic Muslim. I guess he's rushing for Zuhur now. So if it's Zuhur at your place, then it would mean that it's around 1 p.m. or around before 2 p.m. Pakistani time. I think should be around that, because right now it's 8:38 p.m. Malaysian time. Okay. So yeah, 3 viewers right now watching this live stream, and we have been running the live stream for 22 minutes. Okay, this has been a very slow live stream. Okay, I think yes, as I suspected, there aren't many people who's going to come here, and I think I'm going to have to end the stream much earlier than I think it would. Okay, so yeah, I'll aim for at least half an hour, for at least 30 minutes before I officially end the stream. Yeah, it's fine. I totally did expect that the stream will not be watched by many people. Okay, because yeah, because of the timing. I understand that it's a Sunday, and it's early in the morning for some people, so I don't think people are inclined to watch live streams in the morning. Okay, yes, it's my bad. So anyway, it's a good thing, because now I know when would be the right time for me to do live streams. Okay, so if I want to do a live stream, I could do it either on Saturday night my time, or I could do it early in the morning on Sunday my time. Okay, but I shouldn't be doing it at night. Okay, I don't think I should anyway, because yeah, I had this feeling that was going to come. Okay, so yeah, let me switch to the other camera to get a different perspective. And there you go. See, there's a different perspective. The colors are a bit bad. I don't know why. It could be because of the lighting. Yeah, I'm using the drop lights from my room or my ceiling above. Okay, it's definitely not video friendly. Okay, because the lights used are not the daylight time, the daylight versions. Okay, so yeah. Oh, brother Sydney is here. I was just mentioning your name, Aki. Yeah. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi, my Palestinian brother in Australia. How are you? I was just mentioning your name earlier. I was wondering when you would show up, and alhamdulillah, you did. But again, I would like in advance, I would like to, for those who are listening now as well, I would like to apologize for delaying the stream, because to 8:40 p.m. So I was supposed to actually do it at around 10 a.m. Malaysian time, but honestly, I was super tired this morning, so I could not do it. And I think even if I had gone ahead with it, I wouldn't have had the energy to continue with it. Okay, so I'm switching to a different camera. So right now I'm using the Fantech Luminous C20, which is in front of me, and I'm using the MCOV V logging camera, which is set at the right of me. Okay, which is pointing here. Okay, so I'm using two different cameras. If I had paid for a larger package on StreamYard, I could actually use two cameras simultaneously. Okay, so yeah, that would be actually cool, right? To have two cameras from two different angles. I can actually switch it without having to I had to like go here to the settings, and then I have to switch it manually to this, right? And then if I want to switch the angles again, I will need to go back to the same setting, and then switch it back to this. Okay, but if I were to upgrade my package on StreamYard to a higher package, yes, those StreamYard people, they are bloodsuckers, okay, for money. So if I had done that, then I think the switching would be much more seamless, and you could actually use two, and I think you would be able to use two cameras simultaneously, which is would be a very interesting feature, right? How's it going, bro? Alhamdulillah, everything has been fine. But as I said earlier, I was super tired. I could not do the live stream this morning. So I had delayed it to tonight, which is now, right? 8:42 p.m. Originally, I was thinking that I would be ending the live stream much earlier, but hey, suddenly the number of viewers has shot up from just two people to five viewers. Okay, mashallah. Okay, the numbers has gone up, right? The numbers has really gone up. Okay. What did I miss? No, you did not miss anything, brother. I was just saying that I could not do the live stream earlier in the morning, but now I've done it now at night. But I think because of the time zones and such, there may not be many people coming onto the live stream. But yeah, I think hopefully there would be more people coming in. I probably could run the live stream for at least 1 hour, I think now, because the number of viewers has gone up from just two people to 4 now. Earlier it was 5, but then it dropped to 4. But hey, that's fine. Okay, maybe I'll run it for about an hour. Okay, before I stop. Okay. Does APES support the Israeli occupation? I don't know. Perhaps you need to ask him. I honestly I don't know. But knowing him, I wouldn't be surprised if he does. Okay. Hey, homophobe. Hey, gay lover. How are you? If you want to come online, if you want to come onto stream and talk to me about this, hey, you're most welcome. Okay. I'm right here. What are you waiting for? The link is in the chat. You can just click on it. Okay. And yes, we can talk about whatever meets your fancy. All right. Yes. Okay. So hey, by all means, there's no. I'm not running away, right? I'm still here. Okay. Who's running away? Wow. Right now the stream has been running for 28 minutes and there are 6 viewers right now watching this live stream. Okay. Yes. Not bad. Not bad for a live stream that has been timed a bit wrongly, because I know that doing this at night might not get the number of viewers that I want. Oh, he has just gone up to 7 viewers. Oh, mashallah, that's good. That's good. Right. That's good. Okay. That's good. Right. Yes. Oh, I see that the faggot is still complaining about his worldview in the chat. But hey, if you want to say something about it, by all means, be civil, be polite, and you will be allowed to come onto the live stream and we can have a chat about it. All right. So there's no need for you to make baseless and empty accusations against me without having the balls to come here and face me. All right. Okay. The link is there. All right. It's in the chat. Okay. You don't have to run away from anything. Okay. I'm here. I'm right here. Okay. So yeah. Still waiting if to see if anyone is willing to come on the stage and talk to me about anything that they fancy. Hey, by all means. Okay. There are 7 viewers right now watching this live stream, right? So yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. I was actually thinking of ending. Will you believe it? At several minutes ago, I was actually thinking of ending this live stream at 30 minutes, but right now it's already 29 minutes and it's going to reach 30 minutes, and it looks like I wouldn't have a good reason to end this live stream. Oh, he has just reached 30 minutes. I don't have a good reason to end this live stream now because there are 7 viewers watching this live stream, right? So alhamdulillah for that. So anyone who wants to come on, want to ask me questions about Islam, about, yeah, please don't bother me with your questions about your girlfriend issues. I have no answer to that. Okay. If you want to ask questions on how to get rich, I can only answer that once I've gotten rich, right? So but if you want to ask questions about Islam, by all means, you're most welcomed to. Okay. And yes, of course, about Christianity, about Judaism. Yeah, please don't ask me questions about Eastern religions because I'm not specialized in those uh religious belief systems. Okay. My focus or my expertise would be only be in the Abrahamic religions. By Abrahamic religions, I mean Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. All right. So if you want to ask me questions with regards to these three, hey, by all means, come here, come and ask your questions. Right. I mean, that's what the live stream is for. Okay. So right now we are running at 31 minutes, 15 seconds or 16 seconds. And the number of viewers has gone down to, oh, it's just gone up to 6 viewers. Okay. Um, Earlier in the stream there were about 2 viewers, and then it went up to 5, and then it went back down to 3, and then it went up back to 10, and then it went down to 7, and then now it goes down to 5, and now it's at 6. Wow, that's quite the number, right? Quite the numbers here. Okay, so I guess it just means that people are starting to warm up to the idea of coming onto the stream and hear me talk. I do appreciate your presence. Thank you very much for coming on my channel, the Muslim Apologist, and of course I'm your host, MENJ. Please pronounce my name correctly. I'm not Mensch. I'm not Menji. I'm not Menj. I'm not Mensch. It's MENJ. Okay, it's just my pet peeve, right? Because I really do not like it when people pronounce it as Mensch, because that's not my name. That's not how it was supposed to be pronounced. How would you like it if I were to pronounce FBI as Furby? Or how would you like it if I pronounce CIA as Chia? Okay, it's absurd, isn't it? So it's the same thing here. It's just a pet peeve of mine. I mean, as acronyms go, you don't actually pronounce the acronyms by inserting imaginary vowels that don't exist. How do you pronounce NJ anyway? NJ. It doesn't exist in the in the English language, you see. So I really don't get it, right? I really don't get it. Okay. So six viewers right now watching this live stream. Okay. The stream has been running for 33 minutes. If no one is coming on to the live stream, then I will probably end it at 1 hour. All right. But in the meantime, yes, I'm going to just talk until I bore you guys all out. So as I was saying at the beginning of the stream, I have this vlogging camera right now. It's called the MCOF vlogging camera. Yeah, okay, obviously the name is that. So let me get this package. Hang on. Right. Okay. Yeah, this is the box that it came with. Okay. Yeah, I've already taken out the main packaging. So most of the accessories I've already installed on the camera, but this is basically what I have now. Okay. So oops, sorry. This is how it looks like. So this is the bag that they gave me, and then there's a manual, right? Manual of the tripod, and I think this is the bag for the lenses. Yeah, I'm going to definitely get a camera bag for this, a dedicated camera bag for my vlogging camera. Yeah, it even has this. So I guess this for you to to uh to install, and then you can actually wear it around your neck, a lanyard, you could say. And then there are cables. I've already taken out one piece of a cable. Okay. Yeah, it even has this. I'm not sure what this is for, because it already has a lanyard there. Why what is this for, right? And then this particular piece, I don't understand how to install this. I'm not really sure how to install this. Okay. And then there's this cable. Okay, it's a USB to it's a USB to it's a USB cable to a USB-C cable. Okay. So there's two of these. So I'm using one of them on on the camera itself. Okay, I'm going to switch to the to a different angle. So sorry, to a different camera, and then I will show you the camera itself. All right. So I'm using this. I'm using the MCOF here. Okay, and then when I switch the camera to the other side, when I switch to here, this is the Fantech Luminous C220. Okay, this is a very small webcam. So this is the so this is the camera that I'm using, the MCOF. Okay, yeah, let me bring this. Okay, so so this is the MCOF. Okay, so this is how it looks like. I can't take out the wire because it's connected to my. I can't take out the cable because it's connected to my desktop. So if I were to take this out, then I would have disconnected my this camera, which right now works by default as a webcam. And then I will need to, if I were to reconnect this again, I will need to set it all over again, and I don't want to do that, right? So yes, so I'm switching. Switching back to my MCOF. Okay, so this is my MCOF. All right. So yeah, the MCOF isn't so bad, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. I don't know what's with those lights there. Okay, as you can see, there are two dotted lights here. I'm not sure what's up with that. But if I were to open the lens, it will disappear. Okay. So I think it has something to do with the lens. So let me take out the lens right now. Yes, when I take out the lens, it disappears. But the problem is that it's no longer uh wide angle. Okay. But okay, let me do this then. Okay, because that two dots there bothers me. Okay. So oh, hi there, Otang. How do I pronounce your name? Otangelo. Did Jesus die on the cross? No. Oh, I can see you on the backstage. Should I bring you on now? All right. Let me answer one of the comments first before I do that. Right. HK. Waalaikum salam warahmatullah. Okay, I'm going to bring Otengelo on. Okay, hi there.
Yes, hello.
Hi there. So I presume that you're not a Muslim, and what would be your religion, sir?
I am an evangelical Christian.
Oh, interesting. Of what? Any particular denomination in mind?
Yes, Foursquare.
I'm not sure what's that. I've never heard of it.
Yeah,
What?
probably not because
Yes,
I
yeah.
live in Brazil, so it's not a
Oh,
worldwide church. Yeah.
oh, you're from Brazil. Okay, that's interesting. All right. Okay.
Well, I
So
am actually not a Brazilian, but I live in Brazil.
oh, so where are you from originally?
I am Swiss Italian.
Oh, I see. Why then? What has brought you to Brazil then?
It
If you
was
don't mind me
a
asking.
teenager dream to visit Brazil. I went there. I loved it, so
I
I
see.
decided to live here.
So are you? I mean, are you retired now, sir, or are you just? Or are you there for work or something else?
I am a land developer. I buy plots of land. I parcel them
Mm-hmm.
and put the infrastructure there, and
Oh,
then I sell the smaller
ah,
plots.
okay. So you're. I mean, in Malaysian terms, that would be a contractor. Okay, I think you
Okay,
would be a or a developer, a land developer
land
in Malaysian
developer.
terms.
Right, right.
Land developer. Yes. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you're making a lot of good money from that. I know a lot of land developers who are very rich here. Yeah. So anyway, yes. So yes. Welcome to the show. So do you have anything to talk about? And what would you like to talk about?
Yes, I you saw that I asked in the side chat if Christ died on the cross. I asked that because that is, of course, a central tenet of the Christian faith, that
Okay.
Jesus died on the cross for our sins, that he resurrected the third day. And
All right.
this is one of the disputed points between Christians and Muslims, right?
Right. That's right. And as a Muslim myself, I don't believe that Jesus died at the cross. Sorry. And in the Quran, we are taught or we are told that Jesus did not die on the cross. He was neither crucified nor was he killed, but he was saved and God raised him up to Himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you see, this is a crucial point, that if Jesus indeed is the Messiah that came to die on the cross for our sins and
All right.
resurrected, if that is true, and he said, I am the truth, the way, and life, nobody comes to the Father than through me. If that is
Okay.
true, and you as a Muslim deny that and deny that he came to pay a substitute for our sins, then obviously when you die, you will pay for yourself and not be saved, not be in heaven, right?
We don't believe in the concept of a redeemer to die for our sins. We don't need a redeemer to die for our sins. All we need to do is to pray to God and ask Him to forgive our sins directly from God.
Right,
So we
right.
don't have this concept of an intercessor who will die for our sins and his blood will be, the remission for our sins. We don't need this because
Yeah,
our
I
God,
know.
the one true God is almighty and he does not need for an intercessor to die to die
Right.
on his
I know
behalf
that
to
I
forgive
know
sins.
that you believe this. Now the thing is
Right,
this: if the
right.
Muslim faith is wrong about that, then you and all Muslims which deny Christ for who he said to be in the Bible, you will
But
be
we're not
you
denying
will
Christ. We
pay.
never while we don't deny Christ, we do believe that he's a prophet, he's a Messiah. So I
Right,
mean,
but you
it's always he
right,
has
but
always
you
been
don't
the
believe.
he has always been a Christian contention that we deny Christ. But honestly speaking, I think Islam and Christianity actually shares their love for Christ. Okay, it's just that maybe perhaps for you believe that Jesus is divine and that he was sent here as a God incarnate to die for your sins. But we Muslims, we believe that Jesus was indeed the Messiah. He was sent to the children of Israel to preach to the worship of the one true God. But and he was saved from the cross, and he never died for anyone or he never died for anyone's sins. So this is what we believe as Muslims.
Right,
So
right.
in a way, in
So
this
this is
sense, I don't see how you can you can say that we Muslims deny Christ. We don't deny Christ. We are not Jews. We deny the Jews deny Christ. Okay.
the thing
Yeah.
is, you can even not deny Christ in the sense that you believe that he was a prophet, but salvation comes when you actually believe in the biblical identity that he is the Messiah, that he paid on our behalf for our sins, and when you receive him as Lord and Redeemer and accept that he paid for your sins and then start following him. In this sense, obviously, if you do not believe that it was Christ that died on the cross, then this sacrifice also doesn't become effective for you. So I think this is a very, very central point here. I don't know, have you ever heard about the Shroud of Turin?
Yes, I have heard that it's also a fake, and it has not been proven that the Shroud
Right.
of Turin is authentic. So I know, yeah, I know about it. Yes.
Right. So I have a channel on YouTube. You can see it next to my name, The God Talk.
All right. Okay.
I have videos there precisely in regard of the Shroud of Turin. I think that besides
Right.
the Gospels, it is very, very powerful extra biblical evidence. Some even call it the fifth Gospel, that it was indeed Christ that died on the cross. And when he resurrected, he left an imprint, basically a selfie of himself on the shroud, and with all the signs of his crucifixion. And I know what you're talking about, that people say it was radiocarbon dated to C14 in 1988 and supposedly made by a forger between 1260 and 1390. Here is the thing, that we have not only the Shroud of Turin, but we have also the Sudarium from Oviedo. What is that? It is another cloth which is said that it covered Christ's face when he was on the cross.
Okay.
And why is that? Because Jews, they have the tradition that when someone dies, the lifeblood cannot be lost because the life is in the blood. So they collect the blood, it cannot be lost. And when Christ was on the cross and died, then someone put that face cloth on his face to collect the blood that came out from his mouth and his nose. And this is also the face cloth is also mentioned in the Gospels. Now, that face cloth that is known, historically confirmed and known, existing at least back to the 5th century. And it has been scientifically investigated in as much as the Shroud of Turin. And we know from several lines of evidence that it covered the same person. It is blood AB. It has been in Jerusalem because they have found particles from the tomb in Jerusalem, which is a specific kind of calcite. They have found pollen, which is coinciding with the pollen found of the Shroud of Turin. It is historically confirmed that it is from the same time. The blood marks, they match with the man on the shroud, the thorns, the crown of thorns, which made some punctuated wounds on his head, which you can see on the Shroud of Turin, can be seen also on the Sudarium of Oviedo. So there are several lines of evidence that confirm that cloth covered the same person. Okay, so that 1260 to 1390 radiocarbon dating already is disproven by this fact. There are other things like the Prey manuscript from Romania, which has a clear picture of the Shroud of Turin, of the herringbone structure of the tissue, and this is confirmed dated to 1192. And there is an entire history of the Shroud of Turin, which previously was called the Mendelion, which was held in Edessa, the image of Edessa, the image which was not made by the hands of God. So I describe all these things on the video on my channel. So I would say that it is very likely that the radiocarbon dating was wrong. There is also evidence that it was probably tested a patch on the side of the shroud, which was fixed in the 16th century because they hold some kind of expositions, and then they were holding the corners of the shroud, and with time it deteriorated. So the shroud came into the possession of the Savoy king, the family, the king of Italy, in 1532, if I remember correctly. and they constantly fixed the shroud. So it is very probable that they actually did radiocarbon date the part which was fixed, and that explains why they came to that dating. So there are several different lines of evidence which permit the conclusion that the radiocarbon dating was not consistent with the actual age of the cloth. And there is also the investigation made by the Sturp team in 1978. This was a scientific investigation which endured for 5 days, and they released over 30 scientific papers, and their conclusion was this is not the work of a forger from the Middle Ages. So we know that radiocarbon dating often is also not reliable. About 25% of the dating results, they are wrong, effectively wrong. So giving so much credence to the radiocarbon dating is unwarranted. And if it is indeed the burial cloth of Jesus, then that corroborates the Gospels, and it falsifies the claim of Muslims that it wasn't Jesus, because the image is miraculously made. Nobody knows how it was made. It is not a painting. It has no pigments which would explain the image on the shroud. And we know that it was an enormous, powerful VUV radiation which generated that image. And even today, with all the technology in our position, we cannot replicate the image on the Shroud of Turin. And it has real blood from a man that was tortured. They have found bilirubin, which is a particle emitted by the liver when someone is tortured. So this is another evidence which actually even was the point which then led Barry Schwartz, which is the owner of Shroud.com, to become, he's a Jew. In 1995, he finally, after 18 years as a skeptic, he became a believer that the Shroud of Turin is indeed the burial cloth of Jesus.
Okay, interesting. But then the question goes, how sure are you that the man whose face appears on the Shroud of Turin is Jesus?
Yes,
What
if you
evidence do
check
you
if you check all the wounds on the shroud, first of all, there is a crown of thorns that was on the man on the shroud. He has punctured wounds on the back and the front of his head. It was not a common or usage that Romans would put a crown of thorns to the tortured men that they crucified. He has a side wound, which is described in the Gospels. The nails, you can see that they are not in the hand, but in the wrist, which permitted the man to be secured on the cross. And in medieval art, it is always in the palms of the hand, which is physically, it would not be possible to hold the tortured man on the cross. So also in that sense, it is correct. So there are several lines of evidence which indicate that the wounds on the shroud, they are coincident with the description in the Gospels in regards of the man of Jesus, how he was tortured. So there is a book from Gary Habermas, and he makes a calculation, odds calculation, and he comes to the conclusion that it would be 1 in 83 million people coincidence that would be actually Jesus.
Okay, but I'm still not convinced, because there are many scholars, Christian scholars, who say that this Turin, Shroud of the Turin, is actually a fraud. So
well, I would highly recommend you that you watch my videos on my channel. Those people,
honestly,
people which dispute the authenticity, they are most people which have actually not done an in-depth investigation of all the evidence. They just believe in the radiocarbon dating and say, oh, because it has been radiocarbon dated to the 13th centuries, it must be a fraud. They have not investigated all the lines of evidence which partially I am exposing here, and therefore they just believe what the consensus say. Or
Okay, so let's say we do accept that this Shroud of Turin is genuine, and really it does show us that someone who is Jesus, or someone who looks like Jesus, was crucified. How does that prove anything about Christianity? Because you see in the Quran, it says that If you read the full passage in, I think it's Surah. Let me check again. I don't want to get the verse wrong. Okay, it's Surah An-Nisa, verse I think it's 147 or 157. I don't remember. No, it's 157. Sorry, 155, 156, 157. Okay, let me read this verse to you. All right. So that they said in both. So they here refers to the enemies of Jesus. Okay, we killed Christ Jesus, the son of Mary, the messenger of God. But they killed him not, nor crucified him. But so it was made to appear to them. And those who differ therein are full of doubts, with no certain knowledge, but only conjecture to follow. For of a surety they killed him not. So according to this Quranic verse, we know that Jesus did seem to be seen by his enemies as have been crucified. So it could be that the Shroud of Turin does reflect this, but does that mean that it is really Jesus? You see, because it is made to appear so.
Well, first of
Okay.
all, this was
So
written at least or earliest in the 6th, 7th century, 600 years after the events occurred. I have questioned other Muslims like Hamza, for example, and asked him, how do you know that what the Quran says and that this passage says is actually true? And all he was able to come up with was a declaration of faith and said, I cannot imagine that Muhammad lied in regards of this. Well, maybe you cannot imagine this, but can it be? And let's compare it to the evidence that we have. And secondly, the apostles, they actually died for their faith in Christ, that he was the Messiah, the Redeemer. So
yeah, they
how
did.
is it
They
that
did.
someone
They,
would, why would
yeah.
someone die for his faith if it was not grounded in reality and Jesus wasn't actually who he said to be? We are comparing here about 4 gospels which have inner consistency. I have written actually 2 books which you can find on Amazon on the historicity of Jesus, and
Okay.
you see a lot of inner consistency of the gospels. And there is a term which you can investigate. The name is undesigned coincidences. That is, that an event described in the Gospels is described from one of the Gospels, from one of the authors, of the eyewitnesses, and then you see another Gospel describing the same event, but with different terms, with different details, and sometimes even kind of contradicting each other. But that shows that these are coincidences which were not intended. So this is very strong evidence that the Gospels, they were written by people who actually presenced the events, and they described and reported them. So we have consistent inner evidence that the Gospels are true. So why would you give preference to believe in a book which was written 600-700 years after the events over the Bible and the New Testament, where we have reports from 4 Gospels, from 4 writers, where we have all the books from the Apostle Paul, Acts, and so forth, which give us a very consistent, detailed, and condensed picture about the events that occurred?
Yeah, the answer is simple because I believe that the Quran was revealed
Yeah,
by God. Okay, that's number
that
one.
is the
Oh,
key point.
sorry, let me finish. Let me finish. Yeah, the Quran is revealed by God, and there are internal evidences in the Quran and external evidences outside of the Quran, which proves that the Quran is from God. And during the time of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, we have companion, we have witness testimony. We have the companions of the Prophet testifying that indeed that the Prophet spoke the truth, just as how Christians believe that Jesus spoke the truth because they have apostolic witnesses. Okay, so the reasons why I reject the Bible is, or basically the New Testament, is simply this: is because the Gospels were written way later than the events of Jesus. Okay, and the earliest Gospel, Mark, I think, was written in 60 AD, I think, and the earliest writings of the Christians that you have is from Paul. Okay, Paul wrote his the earliest Pauline epistle was written in 30 AD according to the scholarship that we have. And honestly speaking, if you don't mind me saying this, I don't trust Paul. I don't believe in Paul. I believe that he was a liar. Okay, that he was a deceiver. Okay, and therefore I don't believe anything that he has to say about Jesus. Okay, so that is
I
also
think this
my
is,
contention. That is also
yeah,
my contention about the New Testament. Okay, and
I
I don't
think
mean to
this is,
offend. And
no,
as
no,
a
you're not,
disclaimer, I don't mean to
yeah,
offend you, but this is how I
yeah,
but
sure.
all right.
I think it is remarkable how you put skepticism in regards of the Gospels, which were written very close, maybe a decade or two after the events. Like Mark,
I
we
think
know that
it's not a decade, so it's 50 years.
Mark must have been written certainly before 52 AD, because in Acts
50,
we
60
have
AD.
we have events described which historically are confirmed, and Acts already is referencing to to Mark. So actually, it was the same author than Luke. So we have pretty good evidence that Mark, at least, was written very early, probably before 52 BC. Now, interesting is that you are a skeptic that the Gospels are true because they were written a few decades after the events, but believe in Quran, which was written 600 years after the events. How is that logical?
Well, like I said, there are internal and external evidences which proves the truth of the revelation. So when the
Assalamu alaikum,
Quran
brother.
talks about Walaikum salam, Brother HK. I don't know. Do you want to answer? Do you want to talk about this, or do you want me to
I
talk
just
about
had a
it?
question. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. I'm good.
Tangelo, hope all
Alhamdulillah.
is well.
Yes, yes. From
You
Brother
mentioned
HK. Sorry. Yeah.
you can
Right.
hear me clear, right?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah, but yeah.
I'm
Go
not a
ahead. Go ahead.
scholar. I'm brother. I'm not a scholar or anything. I just wanted to ask. But when did the Bible was exactly written? The most recorded 600 years, or like what I'm a little lost. You said 10, 20 years when Paul wrote the Bible.
Well, we have a report in Acts about an event that is confirmed historically from 52 AD. So we know that Acts at least was written in the 50s of the first century, and it is very likely that there was a proto-gospel upon which then the other gospels were written, which circulated very early after the events. So I think the claim that because the Gospels were written much later, this is not a good argument. And as I explained previously, we have the Shroud of Turin, the Sudarium of Oviedo, both close. They are described in the Gospels, in the Synoptic Gospels and in the Gospel of John. It is material, physical evidence of the resurrection of Jesus because the image was supernaturally made. If the image is a miracle, that confirms that Jesus actually resurrected, that he made the miracles that are described in the Gospels, and that he indeed was crucified on the cross as described in the Gospels, upon which we have physical contundent evidence.
Mm-hmm.
And that disproves the claim of the Quran very clearly. And Jesus indeed died on the cross for the sins of humanity.
So I want to ask you, can you tell me how many times the Bible was revised, how many times it was changed throughout the time you were saying that it was revealed 10, 20 years after the crucifixion of Jesus? You said, how many times it went through changes? Can you tell me that?
Well,
How many
there are
times?
over 5,000 New
Mm-hmm.
Testament manuscripts out there in different languages. That means that the books, the letters of Paul, and so forth, they were in circulation in the second century already, and very widespread and copied. And if you make a comparison between these manuscripts, you might find some small differences, but they permit to have a clear picture. And the argument that the New Testament was modified, was changed, it doesn't portray the actual events and so forth. I think this is disproved by this fact that we have a very solid, widespread manuscripts and so forth from very early, from the second century and so on, and even complete New Testaments also very early, which corroborate that this claim is does not withstand scrutiny.
Yeah, I wanted to just say that the original scriptures, well, what we believe, which is known as Injil, that was revealed to Prophet Isa alayhi salam, peace be upon him, that doesn't exist anymore. There is no early, around that time, there is no Bible today that exists from that time, within that time period, 10, 20 years, even 10, 20 years after you're mentioning the crucifixion of Jesus, that Bible does not exist. There's nothing recorded in history that he was crucified. I do believe during his time there were people being crucified as punishments. Crucifixion was not wasn't uncommon. What I'm saying is, if you look at the Old Testament, when we know what the Jews believe in, the Torah. You look at Prophet Moses, Prophet Abraham. They worship God. There was no Trinity concept mentioned in the Old Testament. So we Muslims believe in one God, the same God the Jews believe, the same attributes, one God, one creator. There was no Trinity concept recorded in the Old Testament. Prophet Moses was worshiping Allah. He was worshiping one God. There was no Trinity then, the Son, the Father. This came on later on. This is something that was adopted later. Like was introduced a long time after, Jesus. So I
Yeah,
was
we have
asking
not.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, we have not an explicit description in the Old Testament or mentioning the Trinity, but there are some interpretations that we can actually interpret like this. Like in Genesis 1:26 says, "Let us make a man in our image." So that's plural. Or in Isaiah 6:8 it says, "Whom shall I send and who will go for us?" Also in plural. So even Jesus, he mentions that he is mentioned in the Old Testament, and he describes himself as I am. And I am is clearly a name given to the Yahweh of the God of the Old Testament. And he is very clear also in John, where he says that in the beginning was the Word, and the Word became was God, and the Word then became man, and it is referenced to Jesus. So we believe that he is the second person of the Trinity. But the key thing here is that if you have physical evidence of the events described in the Gospels, which is the Shroud of Turin, and they corroborate the Gospels, and the Gospels themselves corroborate the Shroud of Turin as authentic, and also the scientific evidence which demonstrates that it's not a forgery from the 13th, 14th century. So we have a very solid case which corroborates the Gospels. And that means that Jesus indeed is the Messiah foreseen in the Old Testament that came to die for our sins. And we have over 350 Old Testament prophecies which have actually been fulfilled in Jesus. And the most astonishing one is Daniel 9:25 and 96, which says that after
Okay.
483 years, the Messiah would come. And that prophecy started in 444 BC and ended in 33 AD. And this is precisely the date when Jesus was crucified. He was crucified at 14th Nisan, which was 33 AD, the 3rd of April on a Friday. So we have very, very precise information that Jesus is indeed the Messiah foretold in the Old Testament. So his identity, his biblical identity, is confirmed from several lines of evidence, and he is undeniably the Messiah. And if you don't believe in him as who he said to be, you will die in your sins and you will go and spend eternity in hell.
So I want to say that there are similarities between the Muslims and the Christians when it comes to Jesus. There's also differences. I do believe he was the Messiah at the time. I believe he was the messenger of God. He met God's messenger, but I don't believe he was the son of God. Because again, who? Let me ask you a question. In the Old Testament, who did Prophet Moses worship? Did he worship God or did he worship Jesus? I want to ask you that. Who did Abraham worship? Did he worship God or Jesus? Who
Well,
was he
I
worshiping in the Old
think
Testament?
Yeah.
I'm
You
not a
know,
scholar. I'm just asking you in general.
yeah.
These are very
You know,
simple. It's very simple.
mhm, yeah. You know, I think that the Bible is a progressive revelation of God. And the people and Moses didn't have the same revelation that we have today. And I believe that Jesus was the most explicit revelation of God, his character, his goodness, his love, um, his grace, and who he is. And Jesus said to the apostles, "Who sees me sees the Father." They didn't understand that, but this is very clear in the Gospels. So I believed in the triune God, three persons, one essence, that God is manifest in Jesus Christ, and that He is as well Yahweh. The name Yahweh, I am, is attributed to the three persons of God: God Father, God Son, and God Holy Spirit.
Yeah, I'm reading right now from the wiki page, right? It's regarding the Shroud of Turin. Seems that there's a lot of debate and discussions about its authenticity. So it says here in 1988, radiocarbon dating by three different laboratories established that the shroud's linen material was produced between the years 1260 and 1390. And then it also says that let me see now. It says here that there was this church which denounced it as a fraud. Okay, so
Yes, this is in one of my videos. I can
yeah,
explain you the
yeah,
story.
yeah,
I,
yeah.
it is
It says
a
here. Yeah, let me sorry, let me read it. Right. Okay, the shroud was denounced as a forgery by the Bishop of Troyes in 1389. Okay, and then yeah, there seems to be some dispute here. Okay, and then it says that there was a renowned microscopist by the name of Walter Macron who found that based on his examination of his samples taken in 1978, that the image on the shroud has been painted with a dilute solution of red ochre pigment in a gelatin medium. But he also says that his findings were disputed by other researchers, and the nature of the image on the shroud continues to be debated. So it seems that the evidence is not solid. Okay, it's still being debated, discussed, disputed. So I don't see how this could be used as evidence for anything, because it's still being debated, it's still being discussed. There's no confirmation or denial of it. Okay, so I'm not saying whether it's true or false. I'm totally neutral. For me, however, as a Muslim, I don't take it as evidence for anything. Okay, I mean that's a discussion between the church, right? Within the church itself.
It is actually a discussion
Yeah,
between scientists,
yeah,
because the Catholic Church itself is neutral in regards of the authenticity of the
yes,
Shroud of
I could
Turin.
see that. Yes,
All
yes, I
these
could see that.
all
Yeah.
these questions which you say, yes, they are disputed, but those which promote and are in favor of the authenticity, they have actually answers to these objections. Also
Yeah,
the
yeah,
in regards of
yes,
the Macron,
yes.
that red ochre was found, but where was it found? It was found where the blood stains are. It is a mixture between the blood,
Mm,
which is confirmed AB blood from a human male, and
okay.
these few pigments. What happened in the Middle Ages? Probably the color, which is reddish, probably got faded a little bit, and somebody, they took a little bit color, and they colored it to become again more reddish. But that ochre, that pigments, they are not distributed on the entire cloth, and the
Okay.
image cannot be explained by pigments. There are no pigments. It cannot be explained by a chemical process. I explain in detail actually what could
Yeah.
have
Okay.
produced the
Okay.
image on the shroud, which cannot be reproduced even by today's technology. It contains 3D information. It is a photo negative. Now imagine, how could a forger in the 13th century have imagined or produced a photo negative with 3D information on a linen shroud, and even a linen shroud which has a dimension of Assyrian meters, which wasn't even known back then, and the cloth, which most likely is from the first century, because it was made in a form that they didn't use to make these cloths in the 13th century. in Europe. So there are many different lines of evidence. I have videos on my channel. If you want to educate yourself, you can go and look them up,
Yes,
and
yes, yes.
then make up your mind. The thing and the crux here is this: if indeed Jesus died on the cross for our sins and you reject it, his sacrifice is not effective for you, and you will spend eternity apart from God. But if you recognize that indeed it was Christ that died on the cross, that he is our Redeemer that came to save us, and you repent from your sins and you receive his sacrifice, then you will spend eternity in heaven. And I am sorry to say, but what guarantees you that the Quran isn't indeed a made-up book by some authors in the 7th century? You believe it's not, but what guarantees it to you? And what we present is empirical evidence that corroborates the Bible and not the Quran.
Well, like I said earlier on in the stream when talking to you earlier, there are evidences, external and internal evidence from the Quran itself, which proves that the Quran is from God. Okay, but I think the main point here that you want to raise is with regards to the Shroud of Turin, right? So, with regards to the Shroud of Turin, even if we acknowledge that it's authentic, it still doesn't prove that Christology or Christian theology is correct. You see, because it's not consistent with the New Testament teachings, with the Gospels, the exact words of Jesus himself. Especially if you read John 17:3, Jesus says that, he preached, he's the servant of the one true God. Okay, and if you read in the New Testament, there's no theology with regards to a redeemer coming to earth as a God incarnate, dying for the sins of the world. There's no such thing. Where did Abraham or Moses ever thought that there will be someone, or there will be that God will come in the form of a man in first century Palestine to die for the sins of the world? There's no such theology in the Old Testament. Okay, this is only existent in the epistles, indications. Even Paul himself didn't really believe in this theology. This came much later, but Paul did point to indications of this theology coming in. Okay, so with regards, I think you mentioned Acts. With regards to Acts, the book of Acts itself, I've talked to this Christian scholar. I don't know whether you heard of him. His name is Dr. Dale Martin. I actually have his discussion on my channel. You could watch that. Okay, he actually questions the authenticity of. He's a practicing Christian, by the way, but he does say that the book of Acts isn't historical. Okay, there are many problems with the book of Acts, especially with regards to how it depicts Paul, because Paul himself never writes in his epistles about himself in such a way as per the narration in Acts. So even there we see discrepancies, differences. So there's so many problems with the New Testament authorship, historicity, narration. So even the authors are unknown. So I don't know how you could actually think that the New Testament is giving a correct theology about what Jesus believed and taught. So there's so many problems with it. It's not just about with regards to the Shroud of Turin alone, or with regards to the historicity of the crucifixion. Okay, the Quran agrees that Jesus, or someone who was made to look like Jesus, died at the cross. We don't deny this. Okay, we know that the events of the crucifixion happened. Okay, there's no problems for us Muslims to accept that someone who looks like Jesus died at the cross. But whether that person was Jesus or not, the Quran, of course, denies this. Okay, so that is, of course, our point of contention. We can debate this to the death, but the thing is, your New Testament text, his historicity itself is in doubt. So I really cannot accept such a book, honestly, as historical evidence or
Well,
as witness to my faith. Okay.
yeah, in the end, we are talking about faith. This is
Yes,
personal, and you have
of
your
course, of course,
indoctrination. I have mine. I have
of course.
left here in the private chat a link to my book, which you can study
Sure, sure.
afterwards.
I'll try and
There,
get it.
there,
Okay. Okay.
there are over 50 prophecies in the Old Testament, also in the books of Moses, in Genesis, in Exodus, regarding to the Messiah. They are all listed in my book. In regards of
Okay.
Acts, there are also undesigned coincidences, which you can also read in my book in the link, which also corroborate the historicity. Also, the places, the events described there, they are coincident with real historical events and facts and archaeological findings of the places and so forth. So I think there is also very strong evidence that these are books which Luke was a formidable writer, and I think it would make absolutely no sense to make the effort to collect all this information just to make up something which would be fictitious. So yeah, I can encourage you to keep studying further and
Yeah, why not? Yeah,
and rely
yeah.
on good evidence.
Yeah, but likewise, I would also invite you to read the Quran and see the evidence that is presented in the Quran too, and also the history that we have, the evidence that we have to prove that the Quran is truly revealed from God. By the way, we don't believe that the Quran was written by the Prophet. We believe that it was revealed to him, right? So everything in the Quran is revealed, is revelation direct from God. Okay, it's not written by inspired man. It wasn't written by the Prophet himself. It wasn't something made up by man. It is directly a revelation from God. This is what we believe as Muslims. Okay.
Okay. Okay, so I
Yeah.
leave the chat. It was nice talking to you. You were very respectful
Likewise.
and
Likewise.
let me
Thank you.
expose
Thank
my
you.
views. See you next time. Bye bye.
Thank you. Sure. Sure. You're most welcome, sir. Next time.
Take
Sure.
care, man. How you doing, brother,
Oh,
man?
okay. You're living. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah. Yes, brother. How are you? It's good to see you here.
you probably read the
Honestly, I did
chat.
not expect any. Yes, I did. That's why I raised that issue. Okay. So yeah, I did. Yeah, but you're right. So the thing is, even if we accept the Shroud of Turin to be evidence for someone being crucified, it still doesn't prove Christianity to be true. You see, it still doesn't prove that the theology is true. You see, I think you get where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I understand. So as I was typing in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
the video chat, basically I was asking
yes,
about the Old Testament. I mean, I see his response, but that doesn't prove that Esau was God. You know, peace be upon him. He
yeah,
wasn't the
exactly,
creator.
exactly. Peace be upon him. Yes, yes, yes.
Because
Alayhi
Musa
salam,
alayhi
right?
salam, Abraham, they worshipped Allah. They
None
did
of the
not.
none of the prophets ever talked about the prophets before
Yeah,
Jesus ever talked about God coming into onto earth in the form of a man to die for the sins of the world. Okay, none of them preach this. Okay, you know, you know. I think he posted several evidences, but they are not clear evidence. These are all the usual Christian claims that I've seen floating online. Okay, so he says here, he says the seed of a woman. I mean, how does he know that the seed of a woman is a virgin birth? Okay, Bruce Satan's head. These are illusions and
right.
conjectures and just speculations. It's not clear, strong factual evidence. See, it's just illusions at best. Okay, so it's not evidence for anything. Okay, these are all things which I've come across before, so it's not a surprise to me that he would raise this again. So anyway, yeah. So yeah, brother, what are your thoughts on it? Yeah, maybe you want to say something about this. Sorry for cutting you off, by the way.
No, it's fine. You know what it is? I refreshed earlier. I think there was a lag for me. Maybe it's my Wi-Fi connection.
Oh, okay, okay. What time is it, by the way? You are in the States, right? So what time is it now in the States? Should be around
It's
9:36 a.m.
9:36 a.m. Eastern time,
Oh, all right, exactly 9:36 a.m.
New
Because I
York.
know that. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Because I know that in certain parts of the
So,
US, it would be 1 hour earlier or later from me. So yeah,
yeah, brother, I'm
I
gonna
understand.
refresh. I'm gonna
All
refresh.
right.
Okay.
Okay, all right, sure, no problem. Yeah, go ahead. Right. So yes, thank you, brother HK, for coming on, and to Otonjello. I think I hope I pronounced that. Sir, you're most welcome to come onto the stream again if you so wish. Next week, I always do this every week, by the way. If you want to talk about Christianity and so on, right? Oh, the brother's back. Yep. Salam alaikum again. Yes.
Walaikum salam. Yeah, there was a lag because I'm using my phone. I'm not on my
All right.
my
All right.
computer.
Understood. Understood. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, I was asking the other gentleman who was here. I was asking him about the revisions of the Bible. How many times it was revised? Because it went
Yeah.
through so many changes.
Yes,
The
he did.
exact
Yeah.
number of how many times the Bible was changed since the time he mentioned it was
Yep.
written.
Exactly. Exactly.
A
Yeah.
thousand times? I don't even know. I don't know.
I lost count. I lost count. Okay, I lost count. If you buy the, I think if you look at the NA Bible, the Nestle Allen Bible, and the UBS Bible, you will be able to track the changes. But I don't have those books, so but it's
Yeah.
thousands of it, right? There's a lot of it. Okay, so yeah, I mean, and they're still revising it because the Bible is an eclectic book. Okay, so it's an eclectic text. So each time whenever they find a new manuscript or sorry, a new older manuscript than the one that they currently have. Like for example, let's say right now they only have like manuscripts dating to the 3rd century, and then suddenly they found a manuscript which dates to the 2nd century, for example. And then when they look at this manuscript, they find that there are differences between this manuscript and the current manuscripts that they have. They will refer to the earlier ones, to the earlier one that they found. So then they will change the text again. Okay, and then they will put
Right.
footnotes in. If you look at the English Bibles, you will find that there are footnotes to certain verses. Okay, like for example, Mark, I think Mark 16, 1 to 9 is considered to be Mark chapter 16 verses 1 to 9 is considered to be authentic, but anything from 10 onwards are considered to be an addition to the original
Right.
text because it doesn't exist in the earlier manuscripts, you see. So it keeps changing, and changing and changing, and this is not just the only example. There are many examples. Okay, so that's the problem with the Bible. Okay, with using the Bible as a foundation for your faith. Okay, so that's why I pressed him on this, but he wasn't really willing to answer. Okay,
Hmm.
because he was quite focused on the Shroud of Turin. I honestly speaking, I haven't really looked into the Shroud of Turin because many scholars don't consider the claim seriously. They consider it to be a fraud. So I don't really
Right.
bother to look into it. You see, so yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
mhm,
Brother Mensch, sometimes
yeah,
this question I question myself. I ask
mhm,
that the original scriptures known as Injil that was given to
yes,
Isa alayhi salam,
yes,
that no
alayhi
longer
salam.
exists. So
Mhm.
what do you think happened to those scriptures that were the real scriptures that was given to Prophet Isa alayhi salam, peace be
I have a
upon him?
theory.
The Injil.
I have a theory on I have a theory on it. I have a theory on it. Some Muslims may not agree with me on it, but I think this is the best theory that I can come up with based on what I know about the Bible history, about New Testament manuscripts, etc. So, do you mind if I tell you what my theory is? It's just a theory, okay?
Sure. Sure.
Yeah, you don't have to take it as at face value because we don't have evidence for what I'm going to say, but it's based on what we already know, right? So basically, it's like this. I believe that when Jesus preached the gospel of the kingdom of God, okay, and this is mentioned many times in Mark and sorry in Matthew. I think I don't remember the exact verse, but there was this one verse where it says that Jesus went into Galilee and he preached the gospel of the Matthew of God. It specifically says the gospel of the kingdom of God. So I believe that this particular phrase here, gospel of the kingdom of God, refers to the original Injil. Okay, and we have to keep in mind that Jesus's early followers were illiterate fishermen. Okay, fishermen, carpenters, villagers. They don't know how to read or write. Okay, so obviously, whatever Jesus spoke was the Injil, basically. Okay, so basically, it's similar to Hadith, but in the sense that whatever Jesus spoke with regards to teachings, like for example, the Lord's Prayer. Okay, whenever Jesus spoke, that comes directly from God. Okay, so whenever Jesus speaks these words of his, okay, it is memorized and recalled by his followers, but they don't commit it to writing because they were illiterate men. Okay, they didn't know how to read or write. Okay, so I believe that the Injil, okay, as we know it, is most likely a collection of sayings of Jesus. Okay, it's like basically is we could say it's analogous to the Gospel of Thomas. I don't know whether you've heard of it. The Gospel of Thomas is dated to the 2nd century, but it's a collection. It's a gospel which has a list of the sayings of Jesus. Have you
Right.
heard of it? Okay, so I believe that the Gospel of Thomas would actually accurately reflect what the Gospel or what the Injil would be like. Okay, so these men, they memorize the words and everything, but they don't record it onto paper because they were illiterate. They didn't know how to read or write, so they just pass it down orally. And then, of course, the Christians were persecuted. And then when Jesus the time of the crucifixion, where he was saved, and you know, of course, we believe that he was saved, right? So his followers, his apostles, were scattered around the Roman Empire. So they went around preaching these words of Jesus. Okay, but they did not commit it to writing until much later. And unfortunately, when they were teaching this to their followers, and maybe their followers were teaching it to their followers, some of the message got lost, unfortunately. And then, yes,
Right.
we have Paul coming into the picture, and then Paul started to preach his own theology, and then Paul corrupted part of the message as well. So
Mm.
even more parts of the message of the original Injil was lost. And then finally, when it was written down, Paul wrote his epistles in 30 AD. So he did not preserve any of the writings of Jesus except for very few words. Okay, so there wasn't any Injil. Okay, and then we have the Gospel of Mark, which was written like 60 AD. Okay, so that was like 60 years after the incident of the crucifixion. Okay, so how long do you think that would take for most of the message of the Injil to be lost? Okay, so some words of the
Right.
Injil were preserved in the Gospel of Mark, but obviously a lot of it is lost. And then of course we have Matthew, Luke, and then John. John came much later in 100 AD. Okay, so and then we have of course the Gnostic Gospels that came in. Some people they manipulated uh the words of Jesus. They say, oh, this is the gospel, but actually it's not, like false hadith, about false hadith where people ascribe
Right.
narrations to the prophet, but then it's not, but there's no isnad, and that the prophet never says those words. So I think it's similar. Something happened to the gospel, to the Injil as well. So by the time the second century came, most of the Injil that we know, I mean the original Injil that we are taught to believe in, has already been lost, and it is only preserved in piecemeal by piecemeal, in scattered all over the place in maybe Mark, Matthew, Luke, maybe some in John, but we don't know. You see, we don't have a isnad. You see, the problem with the Christians is that they believe in narrations that do not have a isnad. See, we are fortunate because in Islam we have a chain of narrations, the isnad, and we have kitab al-rijal, so we know the narrators themselves. We know their biography. We know where they were born. We know where they were raised. Who were their parents? Are they reliable? Are they liars? Were they scholars, honest people before they related their stories, etc.? But the Christians do not have this. You see, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, so this is my theory. Okay, I could be right, I could be wrong, but I think based on what I already know about the Gospels and about the New Testament history, this is what I think actually happened. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I've heard two different stories.
right, right.
One I heard from a YouTuber basically saying
Okay,
that the closest thing to the Injil
okay.
that's recorded was buried somewhere in the Vatican. Um, they
Yeah,
have
that
it,
is a
but they don't want
conspiracy
to
theory.
reveal it. Conspiracy,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
just it's a conspiracy theory which I don't buy. Okay, I mean I used to believe that as well, but now I don't believe that's the case. Right? I mean, how long
Right.
can you hide a text like that? Okay, so I don't believe that. I don't buy that. Okay. Let me try and see if I could find the Gospel of Thomas. Okay. So let me see now if I can find the text. Okay, I found it. I found a website which displays the Gospel of Thomas. So I believe that the Gospel it's not the Injil, but I believe that it does have some phrases or some words from the Injil, and some of these sayings of Jesus which it ascribes to is not in the current Gospels. Okay, so and a lot of it are also in the current Gospel, so it's like a mixture of both. Okay, so let me share
Right.
this. Okay, so I think this is the closest we have to the Injil. Okay, and even then, this is not reliable. Okay, sadly, it's not reliable. Okay, yeah. So here you go. So this is the closest
Seeking
that we have
within,
to the Injil. Yes, yes, yeah. Right? Yeah.
your leaders tell
Yes.
you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
This is the
see it. I
closest we
see it.
have. Yeah, this is the closest we have. Yeah. Yeah. Basically, it's a collection
Okay.
of sayings, right? Yeah, it's a collection of sayings. So I believe that the Injil that Jesus taught is a collection of his sayings as well. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something like this, right? Yeah. 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 As you can see, there are a lot of parables, there are a lot of lessons, and then okay. So yes, and then there's also about his public ministry, worship. Okay, look at this. This is very interesting. Jesus said, "When you see the one who wasn't born of a woman, fall down your face and worship that person. That's your father." Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Fall down on your
Okay.
face, kind of like Salat, you know.
Yeah, and then who wasn't born of a woman? Jesus was born of a woman.
Yeah.
Okay. You see, so as you can see, okay, right, and then yeah, he talks about that the parable of the master. This is in the Gospels. Okay, the
Okay.
parable of the master seed. This is in the Gospels, and I think this is also mentioned in the Quran. The parable of the master seed. It's mentioned in the Quran as well. Okay,
Okay.
so there are some sayings here which we have in the Gospels as well. So I find it interesting. Okay, that this, of course, we cannot reliably say that this is 100% accurate. By the way, okay, I'm not saying that the Gospel of Thomas is 100% accurate. By the way, all right. So
Right.
don't misquote me on that. I'm just saying that this is the closest we have. Okay, this is
Right.
the closest we have to the Injil, but it's not the Injil. It's still not the Injil because we don't know whether this is this was only written in the second century. Okay, so
Right.
it's like 200 years later. Okay, so we don't know whether this is authentic or not. Okay,
Right.
yeah,
See,
yeah. In
brother,
fact,
we
in
had
fact,
that.
there's yeah. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, yeah.
No,
Go
no,
ahead.
no. You go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead, brother.
No, I was going to say that some scholars regard the Gospel of Thomas as the fifth Gospel. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. It's
Right.
interesting, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
So he mentioned earlier that the Bible was written 10, 20 years, decade
Yeah.
after,
Yeah. It
and then
wasn't
he was
accurate.
mentioning
Yeah, it
that
wasn't accurate. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and then he said that the Quran was written 600 years after Prophet
The
Islam,
events.
peace be
Yeah.
upon him.
Yes, that's right. That's
So,
right.
but the Quran was revealed during his time through Hazrat
Exactly.
Jibreel.
Yeah, exactly. So
So
I think he was questioning whether how reliable the Quran is in retelling the tales of the past, okay, of retelling the story of Jesus. So as I told him during my conversation with him, I was saying that if you want to know this, then you will need to look at the external and internal evidence of the Quran. Like for example, the prophecies that the Quran made and the life of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. How he lived his life, how the companions, the witnesses to his revelations, because when the prophet received a revelation, he would perspire and he would change in a certain way, and people observed him receiving the revelation before he cited the
right,
word. So he can't just make this up. I mean, you can't just simply perspire and change in attitude before reciting something. Okay, if you made this up, then how would it possible for you to do this every time you receive a revelation? Okay, and then there was this one time when he received a revelation, he was sitting next to a companion. I think his thigh was on the other companion's thigh, and then when he received the
right,
revelation, his thigh suddenly became so heavy that the companion could not lift his own thigh. Okay, and then when the revelation was over, when he has received it, then the thigh became light again, and he could raise his thigh himself. Okay, so these are all signs that this cannot be something which is faked, or something which is imagined. Okay, this definitely something from the one true God above. Okay, so these are all supernatural events, right, which points to the truth of the Quran. So I think this requires investigation in the internal and external
hmm,
evidences of the Quran. You can't just simply say, oh, just because something was revealed 600 years later, therefore it's not true. It doesn't mean that way, right? Yeah,
right, right.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
totally hear you.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think that or or I believe that Allah wanted, maybe I don't know if to preserve the Injil, like it was meant to be, not to be preserved, like not,
It was not
it
meant
was
to be
supposed
preserved.
to.
It was
Okay,
never meant to be preserved. Yeah, not just the Torah and the Zabur. It was never meant to be preserved because God never made such a promise. But in the Quran, we have such a promise. We have the promise of the Quran saying that God will preserve this message. And look at this: 1,400 years later, it's still preserved. You
Be-
see?
because people memorize it by heart. And there's hafiz.
Yes,
They
exactly,
memorize word from
exactly,
word, ayah to ayah from heart
exactly,
in Arabic.
exactly.
Uh,
Yes, that's one of it. That's one of it. Yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
a miracle too. I consider that to be a miracle.
It is. It is a
So
miracle. I mean, I would dare say that the Quran is the most memorized book in the world. I mean, Christians like to boast
it
that
is.
the Bible is the most sold book in the world. But I would, in return, in response to that, I would say that the Quran is the most memorized book in the world. Okay, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. yes, yeah. Not just in. I mean, when I say memorize, I don't mean you have to memorize the whole book. I mean you can memorize it in parts as well. So the Quran
Right.
definitely fits the criteria, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. You start with Alif Lam Mim, Surat Fatiha, Surat
Yeah, Surah
Al-Baqarah,
Fatihah. Yeah, Surah Baqarah.
everything in
Yes.
order.
Yes.
So I memorized some surahs from the Quran,
By the way, if you don't mind me asking, how many surahs do you memorize? Because I don't. I honestly speaking, I don't memorize much. I
You want
didn't
me
man.
to, I'm going to be very truthful and honest with you. So living in the US when I was 13 years old,
All right.
I wasn't doing too good in school. So my
Okay.
parents, I was here in the US and I was in the
All right.
masjid. I
All right.
memorized, you know how Quran, it's, I don't know if you're familiar in Pakistan, but it's called sparas, like first spara, second. They divide it into 30 different. It's Quran divided into 30
Oh, you
books.
mean
Like,
juzu? You mean
do,
juzu, right?
do you know what I'm talking about, right?
Not really
Like
sure.
Quran,
Is it mm.
when you divide it into 30 books, like it's just Quran, one Quran,
Yeah,
but it's just
juzu. Yeah,
divided.
the juzu. Yeah, juzu.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
in Urdu we
Yeah.
say spara. So we use the word spara. So 30 sparas. It's one Quran. You just split it to make it easy to read. So
I
I
see.
I
I see.
was
Okay.
I memorized the 30th, whereas all surah it starts with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Amma yata sa'alun, I think, and then it ends with the four. It ends with
The
Kul
four
A'udhu
cools.
Birabbil Falaq.
Yeah.
Yeah, the four
Yeah.
Kuls.
Kurang
So I
Zabinas
memorized
and
all of that.
Kurang Had. Okay. All right. Oh, well, that's wonderful. You can memorize the whole juzu. Huh? The 30th
So
juzu.
no, I memorized the 30th, and then I memorized the first six. But later on, because I was started going to school, I started
Okay.
getting to a lot of things that was
Mm-hmm.
keeping me away from my deen, from Salat, from Quran.
Oh,
I ended up
okay.
forgetting out.
All right.
I memorized
Yeah.
Surah Al-Baqarah entire, then I ended up forgetting it.
Wow. Surah to Baqarah. You memorized the whole thing?
I memorized it when I was 13. I memorized it like water,
MashaAllah.
but I forgot because
Yeah, that's all right because of age. I mean, it's normal because we don't practice it anymore. Even out of the surahs that I remember that I memorized when I was younger, today
yeah.
I think I could only remember like I mean I used to memorize like 10 or 20 surahs, but I think now I can remember only 10 at the most. I think, and even then you need to prompt me because ritualistically I would be able to memorize or I will be able to recite only 5 or
Right.
6 at the most. Yeah, so it's like this. I mean, because we don't practice it, but overall I would say during my younger days I would have memorized at least 20 surahs. Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
of course they were all short chapters anyway, so I've never tried to memorize surah to Baqarah because it's too long. Okay, it's super
No, I
long.
knew it.
Okay.
I knew it by water, brother,
Yeah.
and I regret it. I regret it because where I live,
Yeah.
I started getting to things that weren't, that just kept me away from my deen, like
I
music,
see.
movies, going
I
outside.
see.
Because I'm from New York, so the lifestyle
Yeah,
is totally
understood.
different.
Understood.
And
Are you still living in New York, brother?
okay, so I'm originally from Queens. It's
Oh, okay. Wow, Queens. Oh, okay. That's cool. Right.
so there's a
Right.
lot of Indians and Pakistanis over there. So
Okay. All right. All right.
yeah,
Okay. So are you
but
still in Queens or are you elsewhere now?
I'm at the moment I'm in Jersey, New Jersey.
New Jersey. All right. All right. All right. Do you
Yeah.
still have family in Queens?
No, I don't have family there. I have family in Pakistan, my relatives
I
and everyone.
see. I see. I see. Mashallah. All right. All right. I would love to
Yeah.
one day go to Queens. I've never, ironically, even though I think you have seen this already, but I'm just going to show it again for the benefit of my audience. Even though I have this, right? Even though I have this, I've
Yeah.
never been to New York. Okay, I've never been to New York. All right.
Okay.
I've never been to New York in my life. All right. So, yeah, I was born in the States. I was born in San Jose. Yeah,
Okay.
California. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
I've never been. Like I said, I've never. I've traveled to Pakistan. I've New York, New Jersey. Pretty much, people here most of the time they don't even leave. They just stay here.
Yeah, understood, understood. Yeah, but I would love to, travel to the States again. Okay, I think when I enter the States, I wouldn't even need a visa. Okay, I can travel as a citizen. So
Right.
because I was born there, right? So I would love to tour the States and visit a lot of places. I've heard that there's this state somewhere up north in the States, in the United States, where there's a majority Muslim population. What town
Yeah.
was it called again? Somewhere in Michigan, I
Detroit.
think.
That was
Detroit.
Michigan. No, not Detroit,
No.
Michigan.
Hamtramck. I think Hamtramck.
It's
I don't
in
remember the name.
Michigan. The biggest community
It's
you're
in
talking
Michigan,
about?
right?
The
Yeah, the
biggest
Muslim community.
community.
Yeah, yes, exactly. The majority Muslim community. Yeah, majority
It's in
Muslim community
in
town.
Michigan.
It's in Michigan, right?
Let
Yeah, I
me.
would love to visit that state one day, to that city one day. Yeah, yeah. I think it's Hamtramck. It's so called Hamtramck. I don't remember.
Yeah, Hamtramck. There you go, Hamtramck. You're right.
Hamtramck. Yes, Hamtramck. Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I
There's a
would
lot
love
of
to visit.
Indians, Pakistanis, Bangladesh,
I
and
see.
there's a lot of people
I
there.
see. I see. Mashallah, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I would love to visit that place one day. When my dad was in the States, the number of Muslims this was in the late 70s, all right. So the number of Muslims was very low. There weren't any cities that had actually a majority number of Muslims.
Right.
I think right now things have changed a lot. Yeah. And it was very difficult in the late 70s to find halal food. Okay. Very, very
Yeah, it
difficult.
was.
Yeah. So I think now things have changed, and I think halal food shouldn't be a problem, right?
Bro, if you come to New York, like every block, there's a halal spot, like a stand truck,
Mashallah,
like
mashallah.
every block.
Wow, it's amazing, man. I mean, it's amazing to see that. I mean, it would be great
Like
to
in New
see this,
York, if you come to
mashallah.
Manhattan, like
All
every
right.
other block, you're gonna see a halal food truck, chicken, lamb. It's all halal.
Wow, amazing. Yeah,
It's everywhere now.
unfortunately, I can't eat beef or lamb because I have gout. So if I eat beef or lamb, that would trigger my gout. Okay, so I can only eat chicken at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm
yeah, but I
actually
would love to try
diabetic,
that.
so
Mm.
I can't have sugar.
Oh, I
I have
see.
type 2.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear
Yeah.
that. Okay. All right. Yeah, good to hear, brother, that you're in the US doing well. I presume that you travel to Pakistan as often as you can to visit your relatives.
I traveled when I was younger. I went there.
Mm.
It was different culture at the time, and
Of course,
because
obviously.
I was raised in America, so
Yeah, that's right.
um
That's right. And your accent is quite telling anyway.
yeah.
Yeah.
Pakistan is right now, they got their own right now problems going on
I
with
know.
the prime minister and all that.
Yes,
Just
that's right.
politics.
Yes, that's right. Yes, I'm really sad to hear that this has happened. You see, because I think Imran Khan is okay. Okay, I think he was doing well until they overthrew him in such a manner. Okay, so but I hope that things will go well for Pakistan, inshallah. Yeah,
Inshallah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're in Indonesia, right? Where are you?
Aki, I'm a Malaysian. I'm in Malaysia.
Malaysia. Okay. All right.
Malaysia. Yeah, it is okay. Let me show you my passport. Okay, yeah, I have dual
No, I believe
passports.
you. I believe you. But
There you go.
Malaysia, okay. I've never
Yeah,
been there, so
yeah, it's a good place to be. I think there are a lot of expats here who are from America, and they lived here and they like the country, and they decided to retire here. In fact, there is this one YouTuber who's an American, and he's staying here and he's doing YouTube videos of his stay in Malaysia, and he's quite happy being in Malaysia. Okay, in fact,
Right.
he stated in one of his videos that he would never leave. He was from Florida.
Mhm.
Yes, he has lived in Florida for quite a while, and then when he came to Malaysia, he fell in love with the country, and he decided to just live here. So
Mashallah.
it's an interesting YouTube video channel, right? So it's not just him. There are many others. Okay, it's not just American. There are also people from Europe as well who came here, and they fell in love with the country, and they decided to stay here. And there's a couple from Japan as well. There's some Japanese as well who come here, and they decide to live here as well.
Mashallah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I've never been there. Like I said, I want to travel to. I want to do Hajj, Umrah someday.
Inshallah.
That's probably the only thing, you know, I would love. I personally like to visit. I want to visit Saudi Arabia.
Of course, who
Um,
wouldn't? Who wouldn't? I would love to visit that there as well. In fact, I would love to visit, Jerusalem. The West Bank,
I would love
especially.
to
Yeah,
visit that, brother, but
yeah,
I know it's hard.
yeah,
It's not
yeah.
easy.
I think it should
So
be easier with a US passport, right?
I don't know. I've never, going to, Palestine, and I don't know if they're gonna give a hard time.
Mm.
My first name is
Mm.
Muhammad, so I'm,
Well, so is
even
mine.
even
So I don't know. So
even
is
being a
mine.
U.S.
So
citizen, I don't want to,
yeah,
because we're Muslims, they give us a hard time. That's, you know what I mean?
that's true. That's true. But there's no harm in trying. I think. Yeah, so I can just pretend to say, "Hey, I love
Yeah.
Israel," but then when I leave the border, I just say, "F you." Okay. So and I just do it for the sake. I just do it for the sake of pleasing them, and then once I cross the border, and that's it, and then I can go on my own way. Okay.
I mean,
So
that's the
I
real
think
reason I would go, is traveling with the
yeah,
religious places.
I want to visit the West Bank. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
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 I know things
yeah.
aren't
I want to.
really good over there, man.
It's not. Unfortunately, it's not. And of course, I don't think we can enter Gaza anyway because Gaza is totally barricaded, so we won't be able to enter. But at
But
the very
even
least, I would love to
even from the
enter the
Egypt
West Bank.
side, is it you can't go
Yes,
from the
even from
Egypt
the
side
Egypt side.
either?
Yeah, you can't go from the Egyptian side either. They really control it. I mean, it's only open like for a few hours a week, I think. A week, not a day. A week.
That's
Only for a
terrible.
few hours, just to bring in medical aid and food. That's all. That's all. But other than that, they won't allow you to go through the Rafah border crossing. That is why they say that Gaza is the largest open air prison in the world right now, because you can't live through the Israeli border, obviously, and you can't live through Egypt as well. It's totally locked down. Yeah, from both
That's
sides.
sad. That's sad.
Yeah, it is, and that is the reason why they dig tunnels through the border across Rafah, because they can't, otherwise they can't escape, or they can't bring in supplies easily. Okay.
Yeah, sad.
Yeah. And then when Israel finds out about these tunnels, they bomb the tunnels. Okay. And then they accuse
I
they
know.
accuse Hamas of bringing weapons and
I'm
etc.
aware.
You see.
I
Yeah,
know all of it. I'm aware.
exactly.
It's
So
sad though. It's
so it
Allah
is it
knows
is it is
best.
but what can we do? Even I, as a Malaysian,
We
there's
can't
nothing we
do
could do
anything.
except
We can make dua
you
for
know
them. We can pray for them.
that's all we could do. I mean, if I
Yeah,
had my way, I would arm myself,
Allah knows best, man.
Rambo style, or the Punisher style, and just run into Tel Aviv and kill anyone that
Yeah,
moves. But I can't do that. I
yeah.
can't do that. It's not
I'm
even
just gonna say
possible. Yeah.
this. Our people, they're our people, and
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, they're the Israeli terrorists. May Allah protect them from
It is.
Israeli terrorists.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Suma. That's the best we can do. We can only make dua. I mean,
Yeah,
we can't even give them military aid to them, because if we do, then we'll be sanctioned by the UN. Okay, and then the people here will suffer. Okay, so
I know.
that's
I
the
know.
problem.
I have in
So that's
America. I had a friend who was Palestinian and American, and he would tell me that
okay.
their people are just
Mhm.
tired. People want to live in peace. That's all they want is peace.
Exactly.
That's all.
Yes,
They're just tired.
I'm tired of the whole thing as well. I just want things to end, and
Right. Right.
just go back the way it was prior to 1948. But it's not. It's or even 1967, if things have to be that way. But it's not going to
Right.
happen, because the other side refuses peace. I mean, they accuse Palestinians of refusing peace, but from where I'm standing, it seems that the Israelis are refusing
You
peace.
can't have peace if you're stealing, kicking people out of their houses. You can't say peace and, hey, get out of this house and now it's our house.
Exactly. You
You
can't just
can't
simply
have
say,
peace.
"Oh,
Like, come on.
you can't have peace," and while at the same time say, "Hey, this is my land. I want you out of my land," even though that
You
family
can't
that
just
has
go
been
into
staying on
somebody's
the land
house
has
and
been
kick them out.
exactly.
Exactly. It's
Did
common
you see that
sense.
video? Did you see that viral video where this guy called Yakov from New York, he
Yeah, I
tried to
saw
take
it,
over
brother.
someone's house?
That's brother.
That was
That's
hilarious, right? That was hilarious.
listen. That was on video, but there's many stories
Uh,
like that we don't even
oh,
see on video.
mashallah,
There's many stories we don't even see
mashallah.
on video.
That's horrible, man. It's just
So
horrible. It's just horrible. It's just horrible. I can't imagine, someone coming into my house and then suddenly say, "Oh, this is my house. I want you to leave within 24 hours." What the hell?
If I came to your house, brother, and I kick you out, and I say this is my house now, and you can't come in here, like you're gonna get mad.
Exactly.
You're gonna get angry.
Of course, I'm gonna get mad.
Common
I'll
sense.
probably take a knife and run at you and try to kill you, right? I try to chase you out. I mean,
That's
this is a
common
normal human
sense.
reaction. It's just
No,
a
it's
normal
common
human
sense.
reaction. Exactly. If I were to do the same to you, if I were to go to your house in New Jersey and say, hey, I want to take over this land. This land has been in my generation for aeons. I'm a Native American, and I have the right to this land. I want you out within 24 hours. What are you going to do? You're definitely going to take a knife and try to kill me, right? You try to chase me out.
I would be angry. Yeah, this is
exactly.
Yeah, and then
Of
you're
course
gonna
you'd be-
have the
of course-
media, and then you're gonna see
Yes.
me on CNN, a crazy guy. Yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah, but
bro.
that is a normal human reaction. It's totally normal for you to be upset when someone tries to kick you out of your own house. It's exactly what a normal human would do. I mean, an abnormal human would probably say, okay, fine, take my house. I'll just live in peace. I'll just go drive in a van and live as a camper elsewhere. No, nobody's going to do that, man. Nobody's going to do that.
Right.
See? Yes, exactly. So that's totally abnormal. But a totally normal human being will react violently because it is their right. It's their land. They have been living there for aeons. Why are you suddenly coming into the land and claiming that it's yours?
Right.
Just
No,
because
everyone
just because the Bible says so.
No, it wasn't even the Bible. I say it's they're believing though. So going back to this again, what 3,000 years ago, 6,000 years ago, that was a different time, right?
Exactly.
So
yes,
they didn't look like, if you think about it, they didn't accept Isa alayhi salam, they didn't accept Prophet Jesus. This is the Messiah. They curse him, right? They don't accept
yes.
Jesus as the Messiah.
I know.
They curse him.
Yeah,
If you read the Talmud, they say bad things about him.
Yes, they said that he's boiling in a pile of in a vat of excrement, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't understand. At the same time, they're cursing our Isa alayhi salam. They curse Jesus.
Yes.
And then I don't understand that then you have certain people, Christians, that evangelicals, they supporting them.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
I
the
just don't
reason
understand it.
Actually, the reason is simple. I can tell you why. The reason is because they want the second coming to come. Because without the Jews occupying the land of Palestine, okay, Jesus will not come on his second coming. So they are hoping that they could accelerate that. So once the Jews have occupied, historical Palestine, then Jesus will come and he will come and kill all the Jews. That's what he wants. That's what these Christians want. So they are actually supporting the Jews, the Zionists, to come and occupy all of historical Palestine in order for accelerating the time for Jesus to come, to return, and to kill all of them. You see, do you get what I mean?
Well, what he's gonna do is either people are gonna follow him, they take their shahada, or then
yes, exactly.
Because our prophets are merciful. You have to understand that.
Yes.
All of our prophets, we believe in their peace and merciful.
Yes. Well, why I mean is from their perspective, because
their perspective, correct. That's their perspective.
Yeah. Yes.
So
that's right. Yes.
But I just don't. I'm not saying there are good Christians in America, but there's certain ones that just send blindly supporting something that goes against their own scriptures. Is what I'm trying to say.
Exactly.
It goes against their own Bible.
Exactly. So I too don't really get it. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. No. I was gonna say that because modern day Israel has nothing to do with teachings of Christ. Everything that Jesus did and said, it has nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
LGBT
Definitely.
and all this agenda being pushed over there and all the haram stuff.
Exactly.
Like everything that Jesus said and did,
exactly,
they do opposite.
Yes, definitely. No doubt about that. Yeah. I mean, they don't know what Jesus taught. Okay, they're not following what Jesus taught. They think they are following Jesus, but in reality, they are not. Okay, so that's the thing. That's the problem. That's the problem right there. You see? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So and I hope I'm glad you got some Christians that come on your channel and they have discussions. That's pretty good.
Interesting to have
it's very
Christians now.
peaceful.
So I wasn't expecting Christians to come onto the channel today, because I did this. I mean, I've done this live stream a bit late, because I usually do this at around 10 a.m. Malaysian time, which would translate to around 10 p.m. your time yesterday or last night, right? I'm actually glad that you yourself have come on, okay. But I don't really expect anyone else to come on because of the time difference, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that
So
makes sense because the
yeah, I
time
think right now, I think for religious Christians right now, they can't even come on anyway because they are having church service, right? It should be around 10, 12 a.m. right now in the US.
right.
Yeah, so they're probably in the middle of church service anyway, so they probably can come. Okay, but in any case, hey, I mean, I'm glad that you have come on, and right now we have about 6 viewers on the stream. Wow, watching the stream, and the running time of the stream is now 1 hour and 57 minutes. Wow, that's quite wow. That's quite a long wow. It's not bad. That's not bad. Mashallah, mashallah.
Yeah, I
It's good.
follow
It's good.
the other brother that I think you did a stream with him, brother
Which
Johnny.
brother?
I checked his community post.
Okay, yeah, the brother from Ohio, the new revert, right? The new brother who
About doing a stream with him again.
revert. Yes. Oh, good. That's wonderful. Is he doing live streams now?
I haven't seen any recently, but I was following his
Okay.
videos and his post on his
Oh,
channel, community
oh,
post.
mashallah. Yeah, I think he did a live stream several weeks ago, but right now he's a bit busy because he's traveling. He's a trucker, I think. He works as a trucker, so he's not, in front of the desktop often. So I guess it depends on his schedule. So if he does go on stream, I'll try to join as well, inshallah. Yeah.
There's one brother I want to recommend to you if you consider
Okay.
inviting
Right.
him. His name is Brother
Okay.
McKill.
I've never heard of him. Maybe you can type it in. Can you type it in the chat and give me his link?
Yeah, he knows me. I subscribe to him. I think he's also from New York, but he's a
Oh, I
revert.
never. Oh, okay. That's
Please check out
wonderful.
his
I never heard of
videos and
him.
see if you can
I
invite him
will.
to
I
the
will.
stream. I would love to be on too.
Mashallah. Mashallah. Okay, good.
Um,
Thanks for telling me about him. Please do give me his channel. Do you have his channel URL? Can you post it in the chat?
hold on. Yeah, let me find that.
Okay, before you while you are doing that, I want to respond to some of the chat here, right? So Brother Dread Inside. Waalaikum salam warahmatullah. And then Brother Saifu. The idea of salvation through crucifixion itself has no basis from Jesus. Exactly. And then Christianity was invented by Paul of Tarsus. Exactly. No doubt about it. Yes. Yeah. So I guess I've covered that. I think yeah. Okay. Yeah, I never heard of this brother Mikael. Yeah, definitely a revert, right? Oh, okay, never heard of him. Yeah, thanks for
Did you
the
get the
URL.
link? Okay.
Yep, I did. Thank you very much. Let
Please
me check
consider
it right
inviting him to the
now.
stream.
I will, inshallah. Yes.
Mention me if you want. Say, brother HK. So
Okay. All right. I will. Let me see if I can find him. Mikael.
he does live streams a lot. So usually he's by himself streaming. You get a few people on his stream.
Okay.
He's
Okay.
new reward, I think. But I've been following some of his live streams and videos.
He
He's
says
Italian.
here. He says here that he's an Italian American born in New England. Where's New England, by the way?
New England. That's I gotta look it up. I don't remember. New England is in. It's a region, northeastern United States, Connecticut,
Oh, okay.
Maine, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Rhode Island.
Oh,
That's New
it's a
England.
bit south. It's a bit south, right?
Eastern, northeastern. I mean,
Eastern,
that's what I
northeastern.
googled.
Okay. Is it near to New York a bit, or is it further off?
Yeah, eastern area, like eastern, northeastern.
Okay. Interesting. New England. Why? If you don't mind me asking, why do they call it New England?
Yeah, I don't even know.
I guess this requires a history lesson. Like, okay, never mind, I'll look it up. Yeah. I mean, I'm very poor in American history. Okay. I mean, I'm honestly, even though I was born in the States, I really don't know much about the US except for certain major events. Okay. But other than that, I don't know the details. Yeah.
I know when America was founded was in 1776, so they were at
70,
a war
70,
with
yes.
England. It was
That
America and England were at a
I
war.
know.
They had
That
a
I know.
revolution. Yeah.
Yes, that I know. Yes, the American Revolution, and then I know about the Civil War, obviously between the between the Union and the Confederates. I know about that.
Confederate.
Okay,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Yeah.
and then and then there's the what's this incident called the Depression, right? The Depression,
The Great Depression. Yeah.
the Great Depression. Yes, I know about that. And then you have the Civil Rights Movement. And then yes, I know about this. Okay, so and of course there's World War II and everything. Okay, World War I think you came in much later, but World War II was much more significant because the Pearl Harbor got bombed, right?
Right.
And then once you went into when once America got into the war, they defeated the Axis powers. And then of course there's the
Right.
Vietnam War, and then of course modern
Yeah.
history. Of course
Let's
I
hope we
know
don't
this,
have
but
World War III, man.
I think where the world is headed now, it's possible that we might have a World War III, because right now, as you know, there's a war going on between Russia and the Ukraine. So I think it's just a matter of time before World War III is declared. Okay, so
Me
things are
personally, brother, I don't
moving
like
to in
war.
that. Yeah.
I hate war.
I don't
Like
think
everyone's.
I don't think any sane human being would want war, but sometimes it's just a necessary evil. You see, sometimes it's just something that we have to live with. Sometimes it's just something that we need to do in order to to
I know.
establish justice. It's just how it is. It's just how the world works. I mean, human beings have been at war with each other for aeons. And even the Quran recognizes the fact that you can't have peace without waging war. Okay, I mean, in
Right.
order to achieve peace, you need to actually to make war. I think ironically, I think this was mentioned in I don't know whether you like the John Wick movies. He
Oh,
has
that
this.
movie. Yeah, I saw that movie. Yeah.
I don't really like it, but there's this Latin phrase that they always repeat in the John Wick movies. Wait, let me see. John Wick. I don't remember. Parabellum. Yeah. This is the phrase in Latin. Okay, so yeah, si vis pacem para bellum. So it actually means if you want peace, then prepare for war. Okay, so this is actually very true of what the Quran actually teaches us. Okay, so we have to always be on guard for this. I mean, it's just how the human it's just how the human mind works. I mean, it's just how we live as human beings. Okay, it's not something that is as natural as eating, is or have or
Yeah,
how we
but
live our life. Yeah, yeah.
we believe that it's best to avoid it and
Of
try to
course. There's no doubt
resolve it
about
through
it. I mean,
peaceful discussions.
exactly. I mean, who wants war? Nobody wants war. Okay, so of
Avoid
course
it
we
all
have to.
possible. Yeah.
Yes, yes, and war is only to be used as a last resort. This is also something in the Quran as well. I don't think this message was actually passed down in the Bible, especially in the Old Testament. But in the Quran, it says clearly, okay, you have to resolve, always sue for peace. But if they do not want peace, then prepare yourselves for war. Yeah, it's pretty much what the Quran says. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the last
but of course,
solution, the
peace.
last
Yeah,
resort.
always
Yeah.
it's always the last resort. It's always the last solution. It's not something that you should advocate uh as a primary directive. You see? Yeah, yeah, mm,
Right.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, brother, so do check out brother Mikhail,
Yeah,
inshallah,
I
for
just
the live
subscribed to
stream.
him. I just subscribed
Yeah,
to
if you
him.
message him, inshallah, he will respond to you. Just
Okay,
ask him you want
okay,
to invite him to the stream. You say brother HK,
right,
mentioned, and inshallah, hope you
all right.
guys do
I
a
will.
stream.
I will,
And
inshallah. I will. Yeah,
I'm working
yeah.
right now, so I'm a little busy. Inshallah, maybe on your next stream, I'll come by.
You're working on a Sunday.
I am working on a Sunday. Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Um.
Okay. What you don't
So,
mind me asking what do you do actually?
basically, what I do is I work. So I work. I do IT.
Ah,
So
okay.
I'm a data
Okay.
analyst. So I kind of like work on the computer. And
Right, I know. Yeah.
so if my
I'm from
supervisor,
I'm from a computing background too, Aki. My
yeah,
diploma is in is in software engineering. Yeah.
yeah. Hey,
Okay.
brother, let me ask you a quick question.
Sure.
Since you're in computers, how do you feel about AI by any chance? Are you aware of what AI is? And
Yes, I am, and
is it
I've
gonna
used
take?
my interactions with AI is pretty much with regards to my job scope at the moment. I've only used Chat GPT, right? So
Yeah, I've read that it's gonna take away jobs in the IT field and
it might,
programming.
yes, it's possible. It's definitely possible that it will take away jobs. Yes,
So it can
it's
affect
moving
me and
towards that.
you.
It won't affect me because they will still need because I'm my field is digital marketing. Okay, so they still need people like me to organize and to do certain things which even AI cannot do. Okay, so there are certain strategies which only a human can do. So it won't take away my job totally, but there are certain jobs like copywriting, for example, which I think
Programming,
AI can take over. Programming possibly, but not quite, because the AI can do code, can generate code, but but a human still needs to implement the code. Like for example, a HTML page. I mean, an AI can generate the code, but it can't cut and paste the code inside the file. So a human will still need to cut and paste the code in the file and also put it at the right position, because you can't just simply paste it anywhere you like. Okay, like for example, JavaScripts. There's certain JavaScripts which you can't put in the header. You need to put it in the body. So how would
right?
how would an AI know where to put the code, for example? I mean, it can generate the code obviously, but it won't know which position to put. Okay, so it still needs a human intervention. So but there are certain jobs like generating copy text, for example, ads, or certain copywriting, like a description of a product, for example, which an AI can do, which would make a product writer job obsolete, for example. Okay, so yeah, there will be some jobs that will be sacrificed, but there are also other jobs which will still be preserved. Yeah.
So you think cybersecurity or network administrator, would that be
Nah,
affected?
no, that will never be affected. No, that's too high end of a job, which I don't think AI can take over yet. Not yet. Not yet. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Not with the current technology that we have. Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
right. All right, yeah, brother.
Mm-mm.
That's what I wanted to ask. All right, inshallah, brother. See you
Right.
next time. Okay.
Inshallah. Always glad to have you
Nice
here, and
talking to you.
inshallah I'll see you next week. Yeah,
Inshallah.
alhamdulillah. It's always nice to talk to you as well. Yeah, as you know,
Assalamu alaikum.
I always stream either in the morning or at night your time. So it's up. So you just check the dates, all right? Inshallah. Walaikum salam. Okay, so that's brother HK. Thank you, brother HK from New Jersey. Came on the stream, and right now, we have run the stream for at least 2 hours and 9 minutes. Wow, that's quite a while. And there are 5 viewers watching the stream. I actually thought of ending the stream earlier at about one. At first, I thought that I would be ending the stream at 30 minutes, and then I pushed it to 1 hour. But now, after having talked to that guy from Brazil, what was his name again? Onten Jello, as well as brother HK from New Jersey, he has now reached 2 hours. Wow, 2 hours. Wow. Okay, 2 hours. I think I can accommodate one more person before I end the stream, right? Because right now it's what 10:25 p.m. Okay. Tomorrow at around 7 a.m. Malaysian time, I would actually need to leave for work. So yes, that would mean I would need to retire a bit early. Okay, but I can still accommodate one more person if anyone wants to come on. Okay. And I'll give about 15 minutes before I end the stream, right? So yeah, so it's just nice. 2 hours and 10 minutes running the stream, and maybe I can wait until it reaches 2 hours and 30 minutes before I end the stream, right? So I'll just give it about 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, right. So yeah, 7 people watching the stream. You are watching. Sorry, not 7 people. 7 viewers watching the stream, because we don't know whether these are people or not. So 7 viewers watching the stream. You are watching the channel, The Muslim Apologist, and I'm your host, MENJ. So welcome to this channel. And yes, I'm just going to switch the camera a bit, change the angle. Right. So yes, this is a stream where you can ask anything that you want. Okay, with regards to Islam, Q&A session. Okay, or if you want to dialogue or discuss or debate with me, and with regards to, yes, Christianity even, hey, by all means, right? by all means, do come on and talk to me about it. Okay, as long as you are civil and polite, I will reciprocate in the same way. But if you are rude and disgusting, obviously I'm just going to kick you out, right? So that's all. These are all my terms and conditions. That's it. Okay, I don't have any other rules besides that, right? Yeah, I'm very fair with regards to whom I invite on as a guest, regardless whether you are a Muslim or a non-Muslim. If you don't abide by my rules, which is basically to be civil and polite, then yes, you will be kicked out from the platform. So far, I haven't had done this. Okay, I haven't done this to anyone. Okay, maybe perhaps there was this one troll who came in several weeks ago. I just kicked him out. Okay, but other than that, I haven't had a major incident since. Okay, so yes, brother Mehdi Ahmadi. Assalamualaikum, brother. AML is a what's AI? Oh, AI. Okay, at least preparing you for. Okay, I remember the answer. Where are they? Okay, interesting. Okay, saw your nephew chilling on your bed, huh? I don't have anyone chilling on my bed, brother. Kau nampak apa, bro? Kau nampak hantu ke? Tak ada orang dalam bilik ni. There's nobody in the room, man. Oh my god. All right. Okay, there's someone here coming on stream. Wait, he's still loading. Okay. It says here they will need to connect their mic and cam before you can add them to the stream. So I'm just giving him the chance to do this. So before I bring you on, you will need to connect your mic and cam first, all right? Okay, so there's this guy by the name of Josh Ahmad right now in the back chat, but I can't add him because it says here that his devices are not connected. Okay, so while waiting for him, I'll just read the chat, right? So apologetic Muslim. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah. I'm back. Right, I could see that. Okay, I could see that. I thought someone was on the bed. I saw something move. That's probably my pillow. Okay, it's a pillow. It's not a person. Kalau kau nampak benda tu bukan manusia lah. Misteri Nusantara, bro. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. All right. So anyway, yes, there's nobody on the bed, right? There's no one else in the room apart from me. And as I mentioned earlier, I will have to end the stream in 15 minutes. So yeah. I thought the same, but I bet yes, exactly. It's just the fan. It's just the fan blowing onto the bed, and then my boosters, covers are moving. Okay, so it's just the wind, right? It's just the wind. Okay, so there's nobody on the bed. Okay, so yeah, please don't presume as such. Okay, give me a minute. All right, okay. All right, Josh Ahmad. I'll just give you some time to do it. In the meantime, I'll just read the chat. Okay. I'm 16 years old. Do I need to wait until I become 20 or 24 to do dawah? No, you don't have to wait that long. You can do it right now if you so wish. But I would advise that before you do, you need to arm yourself with knowledge first, because it took me a while to reach a certain level of knowledge before I started doing apologetics. So I would suggest that you do the same. Make sure that you know and you are aware of what knowledge that you have, what are your limitations, because you won't be able to answer everything. Okay, we are not walking encyclopedias. Okay, and we need to learn our deen first before going into apologetics. Whatever you do, make sure that you learn our deen first, and only then do you study the history of the Bible and the Old Testament and New Testament. Okay, I think you have seen just now how I've the issues that I've discussed with the gentleman by the name of Otengelo. Okay, so yeah, these things don't come easily. They come with knowledge. Okay, you can't just simply say these things without knowledge. Okay, like for example, the dating of the New Testament books, that information didn't just come out of thin air. All right. Okay. Kalau ada benda belakang kau tengah suruh je. Woi, seram. Woi, bulu roma aku naik, woi. So apologists can do dawah. Yes, they can, but they won't be apologists anymore. They'll be da'is, right? Josh Ahmad, am I connected now? No, you're not, unfortunately, because it still says here device not connected, and it also says here that you will need to connect your mic and cam before I can add you to the stream. So I can't even add you from the stream because your devices are not connected, right? I'm sorry about this. I still have to wait for you to connect to the stream. If it still doesn't work, I would advise that you leave the stream and then you try to rejoin the stream again. That might work. All right. Mm. Okay. Right. Apologetic Muslim. I'm going to wait after I finish my exam and leave my secondary, and then I'm going for dawah. By all means, please do, inshallah. Hopefully, you will succeed, inshallah. I connected my camera and mic. I don't know what the problem is. I would suggest that you probably need to leave the stream and then try to reconnect again using the same link. Let's see what happens. All right, that might work. Okay. Sometimes these things do happen. Okay, it's a technical thing. Okay. Try doing that first. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Josh Ahmad. Okay. So yes, while waiting for Josh Ahmad to come on, okay. So let's see whether I could read the comments here. I'm going to wait after I finish my exam and leave my secondary, and yes, by all means, go ahead. Right. After I finish my exam, then I will begin my apologetic career. Sure, no problem about that. Yeah, I think Josh Ahmad, I can see you now. I think you are connected. Hello there. Hello. Can you hear me? Yes, you're on mute. Can you unmute yourself? Hello.
Hello, hello.
Yes. Right. Now I can hear your voice. Yeah. Hi there.
How are you?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes,
Are you a Muslim, by the way? I'm just wondering.
yes.
Oh, salam alaikum, brother.
Walaikum salam. How are you?
Sure. Yes, brother.
Good
So,
evening.
yes. So, do you have? Yes. No worries. So, yeah. So, what would you like to talk about today?
Nah, look, man. I'm just joking. I'm actually Sydney football.
Oh,
But
mashallah,
nah,
brother
I was
Dia.
just,
What?
I was just,
But what's with the name, man?
nah,
Why didn't you? I know your real name, brother Dia. Why do you need to use the name by George Mike Abraham?
nah,
Sorry, George Ahmad.
I just, I just, I just wanted to joke around a little bit.
It's all right. It's all right. Yeah. Yeah. Do you have anything to say? I mean, maybe you could share something, Aki.
Nah,
Yes.
nothing. I don't have anything. I just wanted to pop in and say salam. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, you can talk about your football, right? Because you love football, and I know I love football too. So hey, let's talk about football, man.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not, right? So yeah, so
So,
yeah. So anyway,
did your team
I,
win
I,
the last game?
my
Who do you
current
support
team,
again in the Malaysian league?
Selangor FC. Okay, let me show you the team on Wikipedia, all right? So okay, hang on, give me a moment.
No
Selangor
problem.
FC wiki. So this is the one of the oldest teams in the Malaysian league, and I support them because of the history, and yes, well, because of their past, and also because of certain players who has joined this team in the past as well. So one thing just leads to another, and then I just find myself supporting them anyway. Okay, so yeah. Oh, by the way, their nicknames is the Red Giants, right? Yeah, Red Giants, King of Malaya, because they won the Malaysian Cup like 32 times. Okay, 33 times.
Wow. Oof.
So that's considered to be the king of Malaya. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So yeah. Unfortunately, right now this title is under threat because there's this club called JDT, which is threatening their position. But I believe that maybe in time, perhaps they can beat JDT one day. Okay. So yeah, and see,
Oh
look at
yeah.
the history. Yeah. So look at this history. Yeah. You could read this. Oops, your device is not connected again, brother. Oops. Oops, you're disconnected, brother. Oh, your account is problematic again. Okay, never mind. Maybe you could try joining again. Okay. So yeah, sorry about that because I can't seem to connect you. Yeah. Okay, let me see. Oh, okay, you're back. Oops, you're not back again. Okay, I don't know. Your there's something wrong with your device, brother. Okay, it's back again. Okay, can you hear me now?
Can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear
Yeah,
you.
yeah. There's something wrong with your device. I'm not really sure what it is.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening to the cable.
Okay. Oops. Yeah, you're not. It's not working, brother. I don't know what's wrong. Okay, so okay. Anyway, maybe you could try to reconnect again. Okay. Anyway, in the meantime, let me read the comments here. Right. Okay. There's this talk about Kaidani's. Ahyu and Ahmadiyya Kaidani. Our brother Mehdi Ahmadi is a Kurd. Okay. I mean, the Kurds have embraced Islam for almost as long as the Arabs. Okay. I think, of course, Islam came to the Kurds much later, but um, since then, I believe that the Kurds have been Muslim for as long as the Arabs. Okay, almost as long as, if not longer than. Okay. Yes. Oh, brother Sydney, you're back. Okay. Can you hear me? What's with the desktop look?
Yeah,
I can see your desktop.
the
I
cable
can see
keeps
your desktop.
unplugging itself. I'm not sure what's happening.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But yeah,
Can you see? Yeah. Anyway, can you see the screen?
yeah. Seems like a club rich in history.
Yep.
Lots of history, yeah.
Yeah. That's all. Definitely, obviously, especially this part. Okay. Especially this part. Okay. Yeah. This part. So my favorite players are this these two guys. Used to be this guy, but not anymore because he went to a different club now. And this guy, I still love him even though he left the club. Okay. But Amir Raya is a different story because he went to the other club and for a different reason than this guy. Okay.
Yeah.
So but I still, in a way, I still like him because he has a good playing style. It's just that unfortunately, from these guys eras onwards, they never made it to the Asian Cup. Okay, they never made it to an Asian level. Okay, sorry,
Oh, okay.
not okay.
Hmm.
But
Interesting.
this guy is a legend. This is our best player in Malaysia. I mean, in history. Okay,
Oh,
in history, he's our best player. Okay, okay.
okay.
If you read,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think, right, yes, this guy is the most famous Malaysian player. Of course, he has passed away, right? He has passed away, but back in his day, he was. You can see this. Okay, okay. Look at this. Look at this. This especially. Look
Yeah.
at that. Look at that. Look at the score.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Third top goal
Yeah.
scorer of all time at international level. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. So
that's
he's our
mad.
best. So he's a legend. He's a legend. Okay. So we
Indeed.
call him this. We actually call him this. This is his nickname.
Super moch? Super
Super
brain?
Moch. Yes. Yes. Super Moch. Yes.
Does it
Super
mean
Moch.
super
Yeah.
brain?
He's a legend. Yeah, it means Superman. We take him as Superman, and we call him Super Moch because
Ah,
Mokhtar. His name is Mokhtar, right? And then we
okay,
amalgamate it with Superman, and so it becomes Super Moch. Okay.
yeah.
So yeah, and then at one point we actually call him Super Safi. This guy. We actually call him Super Safi at one point. Oops! I think you disappeared again. Oh dear. Okay. Yeah. Let me stop sharing this. Okay. Add to the stream again. Yeah. Are you still there? Hello.
Yeah, I'm here. What's happening? I'm not sure.
There's something wrong with
Very,
your desktop.
very
Yeah.
strange. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
that's
anyway, yes. Yeah. So I just wanted to ask you one thing. What are your prospects and hope for the Palestinian national team in this coming Asian Cup next year,
um
right? Yeah.
yeah. Since we keep getting knocked out of the group stages, I just want them to make it out of it. That's it. If we
Yeah.
progress out
Okay.
of the group stages, that'll be an achievement in itself. So, yeah, but
Okay. Okay.
I can't see that happening because we have three tough or two tough teams. So
I see.
Yeah,
I see. I
can't
see.
see
I
us
see.
beating
Where
Iran.
I'm curious to know where does the Palestinian national team practice? Because I believe that if I'm not mistaken, you don't have any stadiums, right, in the West Bank or even in Gaza, and your members are like separated by the West Bank and Gaza. Some of the players are from Gaza as well, right? So how do you play? How do you gather and play? Or are they
So
or are they or are they all from the West Bank only?
mostly from the West Bank.
Okay,
So we have stadiums in both the West Bank and in Gaza, but
okay,
the stadiums in the West Bank, well, they're not good stadiums or anything, but yeah, they're
okay,
all like artificial grass.
okay,
But yeah, when the national team trains, they basically train in the West Bank,
okay.
or they could be like organizing a camp somewhere, like maybe in Turkey or sometimes in Dubai or Saudi,
I see.
some
I
other
see. I
country.
see.
So yeah,
Wh-
there's you can look up King Faisal Husseini Stadium. That's the biggest stadium in all of Palestine.
Oh, I
That's
see.
where
Okay,
they train a lot of the
okay,
time.
okay,
Yeah,
okay. I
and
see.
that's
I see.
where the Palestinian national team plays their home games. Usually,
Mm,
if there
mm,
are no problems, no unrest,
okay. By the way, do you know that the Malaysian team are going to face the Palestinian national team soon in
June, yeah.
September or October? Yes, yes. We have this tournament called the Merdeka tournament, and the Palestinian national team will be playing Merdeka
Oh,
tournament.
okay. No, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yes. Okay. Let me show you to you. Wait, hang on. Yeah. 2023 Merdeka tournament. Okay. So the participating teams, one of them is Palestine, but there's also Lebanon and India. Okay. So there you go.
Hmm.
Yeah. So we are going to play against you. There you go. There you go. Can you see that? Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's in 2023, right? So this year. Okay. Yeah.
Oof, we're the
It's
highest
scheduled.
ranked out of all
Yes.
four teams.
There you go. Yeah, yes, that's right. Yeah, you're the highest rank of all the four teams, obviously. Okay, but it's all right. We need the Arab experience because we are going to be playing against two Arab teams in the Asian Cup. So we need that. We
Yeah,
need the
true.
experience. Yeah, yeah. So even Lebanon is ranked higher than us, man.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, imagine that. Okay. So
Yeah.
I think the
Hopefully you
only
can
in
climb in the
in recent
rankings.
in recent memory, the only Arab team that I know of which the Malaysian national team has beaten consistently is Yemen. That's the only team.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
They're war torn,
yeah,
so
yeah. That's the only team we have beaten consistently. I'm talking about before the war. Okay, before the Yemeni
um,
civil war. Even before the Yemeni civil war, the only team that Malaysia has beaten consistently, an Arab team that Malaysia has defeated consistently is Yemen. But the
mm,
Arab teams, we always have problems. We have played against Kuwait, we have played against Saudi, we have played against Palestine. Palestine, I think we have played against them several times. We have played against Bahrain. As recent as last year, we have played against UAE. We always lose to them. We have always lost. We have always lost, and not lose by 1-0 or 2-1, but by very large margin. Usually it's 3-1 or 4-0. There was one point in a very low point in our footballing history where we lost to, I think it was the UAE. We lost by 10-0. It was that bad. Yeah, it was that
wow.
bad. It was that bad.
That's it.
This was in
No,
2000.
that's much.
This
It's
was in
good enough.
2000. Yeah, it was quite recent as well. It was in 2000. I think it was 2017 or 2018. Yeah, we lost to
Wait,
them
I'll
very
Google it.
badly.
Let me see.
Yeah, it's very very bad. But right now, Alhamdulillah, because we
2015.
now have a
So
new.
it's
Yeah,
2015.
yeah, 2015, right, right. So right now, Alhamdulillah, we have a new coach. Okay, he's from Korea. He's from South Korea. So seems that he has helped the team a lot now. And as you can see now, our FIFA ranking is now 138. It used to be 176. Okay,
Oh,
79.
that's
Yes, yes,
progress. That's progress.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. So for us, 138 is quite a good achievement. Of course, obviously, we need to break out of the 100. But for now, I think 138 is quite okay, right? So hopefully, after this tournament, if we can beat India and I don't know, Lebanon, maybe Palestine,
No.
hopefully we can get a draw. Okay.
Oh, this. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So if we can do that, then I think our ranking can increase. inshallah. Yeah,
Yeah, fair enough.
yeah,
Hopefully,
yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
I'll,
Yeah,
I'm gonna,
yeah,
yeah, support
yeah.
Palestine when we face you, but when you face India or Lebanon, I can support you.
By the way, what about the Australian team? Do you have any affinity to that with them, or you don't?
Uh, like I used to, but not as much now, honestly.
Oh, really? Really? Why?
Yeah,
Is there a
because
reason for that?
yeah, there is a reason. Because do you know the controversy surrounding Qatar, like in the last World Cup?
Not really. What? Tell me about it.
So basically, they attacked Qatar a lot, and obviously they tried to disguise it and say that it was because they actually care about human rights, blah blah blah. But in
Oh,
reality,
okay.
they just hate Qatar because it's Arab and Islamic. So I
No, that's
honestly,
ridiculous. That. Yeah.
yeah, honestly didn't like that. So I didn't feel comfortable supporting them in the World Cup, and I'm not gonna.
I see.
Oh
I
yeah, I
see.
just yeah.
I see. Okay. So maybe can you tell me who are the best players in the Palestinian team and who are the best players in the Australian team? I'm curious to know.
Yeah, so the best Palestinian player at the moment is Odey Debag. He
Okay.
plays in Portugal,
Okay.
but he is moving to Belgium next season. And then
Wow,
the best,
Belgium. Okay. All right. All
yeah,
right.
the best Australian player. Uh, there's a fair few.
Hmm?
You've got Jamie McLaren,
Okay.
striker. You've got Riley McGree, plays in England. Got Aaron
Mm,
Moy, plays in
mm,
Scotland. There's a fair
mm,
few. Matthew Ryan,
mm.
goalkeeper, plays in the Netherlands.
Okay.
Yeah, no, there's a fair few. There's a fair few.
Mm,
But Palestine,
interesting.
I'll do the bet.
Interesting. Okay. Oh, by the way, speaking about Australia, as I told you before, we have Australian-born players who are now playing for the national team. So, if you don't mind me introducing them to you, I can introduce them to you. So, there's
Yeah.
this
Oh,
guy. I really like him a lot. He's playing for Selangor. Okay. So this guy, yeah, I think there are some teams here that you will recognize.
yeah, I've seen him before because he played for
Yes.
Sydney FC.
Yeah. He's. So,
Yeah.
is this the same club that you are playing for?
No, I support Sydney. I'm not playing for them, but I support them.
Oh, okay. All right. Interesting. Yeah. So he was with Sydney FC, I think. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So he's playing as a Malaysian player now, in the national team. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then there's this other guy. I don't think he ever played for an Australian club, but I think he was playing in Australia. This guy. Yeah, this guy. Another Australian guy. Yeah. Oh yeah, he was playing in Australia. Perth Glory. There.
Matthew Davis. Yeah, I think I've seen him before.
You seen him before? Wow. Okay.
Think
Okay.
I'm not sure, but I think I heard his name.
Okay. All right.
Uh,
Okay. Yeah, this guy. Yeah, He's now playing for the national team, Malaysian national team. Okay. And then there's this guy whom I've told you before. This guy has only had about 2 caps. Okay, right
David
now.
Rowley.
Yep,
Rowley.
that's right.
Rowley.
Rowley. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I don't think he's was. Is this are these clubs professional clubs or semi-pro clubs? I'm not really sure.
Which ones?
The ones that I mentioned here: Brisbane FC, Pine Hills, Eastern
Brisbane
Suburbs.
City is semi-pro.
Okay, all right. So I guess
Yeah.
he was playing for. I guess he was playing for the semi-pro clubs because all
Yes.
these are
Yeah.
semi-pro clubs.
Uh, the, the Australian ones are semi-pro. Yeah. So Brisbane
All right.
City,
Okay. Okay.
Brisbane. Who
Yeah.
else?
All right.
Uh,
All right.
the district one is it an Australian club? If it is, then he is semi-pro.
Okay. All right. So I guess these are all semi-pro clubs. And then when he moved overseas, he played
Yeah,
professional.
he turned
Okay.
professional. Yeah.
Yeah. He turned professional now. He's a professional player, and he played for Malaysia. Let's see how many caps. Yeah, 5 caps. Uni has 5. Not as many as Brandon Gunn. Brandon Gunn is our most prolific player, Australian-born player. Okay, so who else? Let me see now. There are a few others. So far, I can only remember these three. Okay, who are from Australia. There is another person, but he's from Canada.
Canadian,
He's from
Malaysian.
He's a Canadian. Well, yeah, Canadian born. Okay, yeah. I don't know whether I could call him
Urban.
Malaysian, but yeah, this
You
guy.
can.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah,
Born in London, England. Hmm.
yeah, yeah,
Malaysian, Chinese.
yeah. His mom is a Malaysian, so that's how he got the Malaysian citizenship, the right to play for Malaysia.
Hmm.
The
Interesting. What is he playing
yeah.
now?
But
Football.
I think yeah, he's playing for this club which I hate very much. Okay. Yeah, this is the club I hate. This is the club that I told you about, the JDT club, which I really hate. Okay, so yeah,
Okay.
they're basically a rival to Selangor, right? So yeah,
Hmm.
I think he was playing for semi-pro teams in Canada before he moved
Malaysia.
to Malaysia.
Ah.
I think these are all semi-pro teams. I'm not really sure. Let me check. Are these semi-pro? Oh, from Dutch. Oh, top
Uh,
tier of okay. This is pro. This is a pro team, right?
oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So he was playing for this club. Okay, interesting. But yeah, but he was playing for Canada. He was actually in a Canadian. Yeah, he was playing for Canada. See,
Yeah. Ah,
yeah, he
okay.
had one.
And
Yeah,
then he
for one
switched.
one,
Oh.
and then he switched to Malaysia. Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have this guy. This guy I'm very proud of because he played in Europe. Okay. Because I'm very. He's not Australian. Okay. Yeah,
The one
this
who
guy.
plays in Iceland.
He's from Belgium.
Ah, okay.
He was raised in Belgium and he played in Belgium before coming to Malaysia and playing for Malaysia. Okay. So yeah. So there you go. Yeah.
Belgian
So this
father
guy.
and Malaysian Chinese mother. Hmm.
Yeah. They are. I
Interesting.
mean, yeah. Yeah. So these are some of our players who were, who had half Malaysian parentage, and then we took them in, and then we made
Stole
them
them.
Malaysian players. Yeah, some yeah. I think this is a trend now. If you notice, for example, the French team, for example, most of them are not not exactly. I mean, if you
Yeah.
look at their heritage, they're not actually from France, right? They are mostly
Yeah.
from other countries, but they
Yeah.
were raised in France, right? So I
Yes.
think this is a trend now. Even Germany is the same thing, right? For example, what's his name now? Mesut Ozil. Yeah, he's Turkish, right?
He's saying shit.
Yeah. But he was playing for Germany, right? So yeah,
Yes, he did.
yeah, exactly. So I think this is a trend now. It's a trend for countries, national teams to take players who are not born in that country, but they have a tie. They have ties to the respective
Yes.
country concerned, and then they will take them in and then yeah turn them into the national player.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a trend now. I think this is a trend now. I think we can't stop this change, right? So it's just how it
Yeah,
is.
I don't mind it. I know you
Yeah.
mind it. You don't like
Sorry,
it, eh? You don't like it, eh?
sorry.
You don't you don't like the trend?
I don't like what?
The trend, like this trend.
I used to not like the trend. Honestly, I hated it. I didn't like the idea of having heritage players or having people who are not related to Malaysia to play for Malaysia. But I think time has wizened me up, and then now I realize that this is something that I cannot stop or change. This is
Yeah.
something that everyone is doing. So if we don't do this, we will lose out. Okay, so the Malaysian team will lose out as well. So for the betterment of the Malaysian team, we have no choice but to do this. Okay.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is just how it is. I think eventually all national teams will do this, right? So,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
right,
But yeah,
you can
man.
see some people making jokes about Dion here. Alham, brother Alham, Mat cool. Mat cool means how do I translate this into Malay? Cool because his name is Dion Cools, right? So Mat cool. I would say John Doe cool or something like that. Cool John Doe or something similar. Okay. So Dion Sejuk is a translation of his name. Ku means Sejuk in Malay. So Dion Sejuk, he's translating his surname. Sejuk means cool. Okay, to be
So
cold
cool.
or cool. Yeah. So Dion Sejuk. Yeah. Okay. So
Interesting.
yeah. So it's a pun on his name. Oh, okay. Brother Alham mentioned a name here which I did not mention. Shane Laurie. Shane Laurie is also an Australian boy. Let me look him up. Okay, hang on. Shane Laurie. But I don't think he played for the national team yet. I'm not really sure. Shane Laurie. Let me check.
I have a classmate from Malaysia. I'm going to be presenting with him tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's fully Malaysian, which is nice.
Oh, there you go. Okay. This guy is he's an Australian player. Okay. Do you know him? Have you seen him?
Yeah, I think I did hear of him as well. But Republic, represented the Republic of Ireland under 17s.
Oh, okay. He's playing for Australia.
Yeah, I did hear about him. Yeah.
So I will presume that he will also be part of the Asian Cup team, Asian Cup squad.
No, because he's not good enough.
Really? He's not
I'm
good
sorry.
enough?
I'm sorry. Because there are many
Well,
better players.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
All right. Okay. It says here that he has 0 caps. He has 0 caps, but why did they list him as a player for Australia? I don't get it.
Maybe he got selected but never got an actual
Chance to
cap.
play. Oh yeah, it says here that you call out and on the same day he signed a 2. Yeah, you did say here. He did say this.
Oh yeah, he got selected.
So basically, he was listed as a substitute, but he never had the chance to play.
Yeah, that's it.
Too bad for him then. But he's currently playing for this team, which I hate. Okay, so this is the team. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So he's your enemy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So is this team you support based in Kuala Lumpur or elsewhere?
Sorry?
Is this team you support based in Kuala Lumpur?
You mean JDT?
Yeah, who do you said you support Silicon or something?
Oh, Selangor. Yeah.
Selangor,
They're based in not Kuala Lumpur, but in an area next to Kuala Lumpur. Kuala Lumpur is a federal territory, and Kuala Lumpur has its own club as well. Okay, so our Malaysian Super League, we base our teams not based on clubs but based on states. Okay, but due to professional reasons, we identify them as clubs, obviously, but it's only quite recent. Okay. So I'm just going to show you the Malaysian Super League. Okay, so this is how the Super League is structured. Okay, so the Super League is our top tier, right? And then we had the Premier League in the second tier, but currently, at the moment, the Premier League is suspended because all the teams from the Premier League has been moved to the Super League, so that the teams have been increased, so that the number of teams increased from just 12 to I think it's 20 something now. I think, because of the numbers from the because previously we only had 12 teams in the Super League, but we want more teams to play in the Super League. Therefore, we suspended the Premier League, and we moved all the teams from the Premier League to the Super League. Okay, so there are 16 clubs. There you go, 16 clubs. Sorry, there you go.
okay.
So this is the plan, because this is based on recommendations from FIFA, because FIFA told us that the number of teams in the Super League does not contribute to enough matches for our club. So if it does not contribute to enough matches if our clubs are not playing enough matches, then our football will suffer and we will not be able to grow. So therefore, our FA, the Malaysian FA, decided to increase the number of clubs by suspending the Premier League and moving all the clubs from the Premier League to the Super League. Okay, so eventually, I think the M3 League. So we have a third tier called the M3, which is semi-pro. I think in the future, moving forward, I think the M3 League will be moved. The teams in the M3 League will be able to move to the Premier League. Okay, and probably some teams from the Super League, some of the teams which are currently playing in the Super League, some of them will be demoted to the Premier League. Okay, to make up the numbers, so to speak. Okay, because honestly speaking, when I see these Premier League teams, the teams that were formerly in the Premier League playing right now in the Super League, their quality is just not up to par. Okay, it's not. They are not the same as the teams which play regularly in the Super League. Okay, the quality is just not there. So some
Yeah.
of them don't actually deserve to be in the Super League.
Oh
Honestly
yeah,
speaking.
true.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
not good enough. Yeah.
Not they're just not good enough. They just don't play well enough. They just can't
Yeah.
compete. Okay, they just need to be in the Premier League. Okay, if they want to remain in the football league, then they should be in the second tier, not in the first tier. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Understood.
So right now these are the clubs that are playing. Okay. So let me see. Yeah. Perlis has this club unfortunately has a long history with us, but it's now banned. Long story behind it. Long story behind it. Okay. So it has a history. Okay. So yeah, we have the M3 League. M3 League is the third tier. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, let me see now. I can't find a list of teams in the Super League at the moment. Wait, let me see if I can find. Okay, this is all top scorers, Golden Boot winners, records, achievements. Yeah, you can see Joe Tazin. Yeah, this is the team I really hate. Okay, look at this. Yeah, I really hate them. I really hate them. Okay, so yeah. Okay, let me see if I can find the number of teams, the list of teams currently playing in the Super League. All right, let me see if I can find that.
Yeah.
Mm,
That's interesting because
uh,
we have 12 teams in our league, in the A League, and the
mm,
FIFA never told us to increase them. So
okay.
yeah, we have 26 games a season. How many games is it for you?
I think at the moment, for with 12 teams, there are only like I think there are like 20 something games in total. But with the number of teams now that has been increased, there's like 30 something games.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it's
that's
an
better
increase.
than
Yeah, there's an increase. Yeah, there's definitely an increase now. Okay, compared to
yeah,
before. I can't find the list of teams that are currently paying. Let's see if I can find them. Okay, give me a moment. Right? Okay, I think this is the one. Yeah, okay, this is the one. Yeah. Okay, this is the club. Yeah, this is the club. So this is Joe Darutazim. Okay, I with the team I hate. Okay, this Kedah. Okay, this Kelantan. This was from the Premier League. Kelantan United, which was also from this is the team that I was talking about, Kuala Lumpur. Okay,
yeah,
because Kuala Lumpur is a federal territory, so they have their own club. Kuching City is a club from Sarawak, which was playing in the Premier League, which I don't think they have the quality, honestly, but they are in the Premier League. And then Negeri Sembilan, okay, and then PDRM also the same thing. I don't think that they have the quality, but they are in the Super League right now. Penang, I honestly speaking, Penang should have been demoted to the Premier League, but because of the new ruling that has suspended or have
we got lucky.
suspended. Yeah, they got lucky. Yes, that's right. They actually were supposed to be. If the Premier League were running right now, they would be playing in the Premier League now. Okay, because they are the 12. They are 12. They are the last, so they will be demoted. But they are lucky and they have remained in the Premier League, in the Super League now at the moment.
Yeah,
And that's same thing with Perak, because Perak was also not doing very well in the Premier League, but now they have now been promoted to the Super League. And then Sabah is quite decent. Selangor, my team, is unfortunately at the fifth. It's in the mid tier. Okay, they used to be at
yeah,
the top 3 or top 4, but right now it's a bit difficult to do that. Sri Pahang is quite a reasonable team, decent team. Okay, Terengganu is also quite good, but in the last few games that I saw, Terengganu isn't doing as well as they did last year, in the last season. Okay, they're not doing very well as compared to last. In fact, I would say Sabah is doing very well. Sabah is taking the place of Terengganu at the moment. Yeah.
yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, so that's how it is now. Yeah, so it's a mixture. Yeah, unfortunately, this team has been winning the Super League for the past 10 seasons. Yeah, which I really hate.
Oof.
Okay, yeah, because they have the money to do it. Okay, so oof, yeah, it's very oof. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very
that's
pain. It's really painful to talk about it. Okay,
yeah.
look at this. Okay. Look at this, Brother Saladin. This channel has become the football apology. I should call my, you know what? I should call my channel the football apologist, because I actually have a football channel. Because you know what my football channel is, right? Okay. Yes.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
sub to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
When's your
Okay.
first
Yeah.
video on there?
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, and then a lot of this football club seems to have rapidly established for 1982. Oh, why? What happened? Oh, it's because we established the semi-pro league. because prior to that we did not have a semi-pro league. We did not even have a proper football league. Okay, all the clubs, basically all the state teams were playing for the Malaysian Cup. So from 1982 onwards, we established our first football league, a proper semi-pro league. Okay, so it wasn't even professional yet; it was semi-pro. Okay, so that's the reason why this club was established from 1982 onwards. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I think a lot of people are complaining, why are we talking about football? Maybe you want to talk about religion instead right now, so that we align ourselves with the channel. I mean, it's fine if you want to talk. You still want to talk about football, but let's talk about a bit about religion
Um,
as well, right? Yeah.
I don't know.
I can see your monitor. Wow, what are you using? An HP monitor? Okay.
Yeah, HP. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wait, sorry,
When's your
brother.
next debate?
Sorry, brother. Sorry.
When's your next debate? Your next
I
debate.
haven't had any. I haven't had any debates yet. I haven't had any debates set up yet. So I don't know. And as I don't know whether you know this, but I posted Prophet wanted to debate me for a second round. I don't know whether you know this. Yeah, but I said no. So
He's
that's
always
not
the
happening.
fan, man. He's always
Yeah,
the
that's
fan.
not. Yeah. I know. That's the reason why I said no. Anyways, so
Yeah.
I'm open to debating anyone, but if anyone wants to debate me this month, at the moment I'm going to be a bit preoccupied with work. So I think probably only after June or July will I be able to free up my schedule to do debates. So at the moment, I probably will not be. Even if anyone wants to invite me for a debate, I probably will have to say no at the moment because of my work schedule. And yes, I just joined this company. I think you know that I just joined this company about. It
Yeah.
has been 3 months now, so
Yeah.
I want to impress the bosses, so to speak. So I need to show that I
Yeah.
know I can do the work, etc. So at the moment, I don't think I can focus on both. Okay, so I need to focus more on work at the moment. Okay, yeah,
Yeah. Sounds
yeah,
good.
yeah. Yes.
Maybe Brother City Football wants to talk about boxing.
That inside. Maybe Brother Sinifo want to talk. Oh, I heard that you are taking boxing lessons. What's up with that?
Yeah, I started boxing in November, but I'm gonna drop it soon because of uni and football. So yeah, I just haven't got the
Yeah,
time for it anymore.
I think football is a bit. I think boxing is a bit different from football. Anyway, it's not totally not
Yeah, of
related.
course. Yeah.
unless if you want to get a red card.
Yeah, of course, man. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Unless you want to get red card. Speaking about red cards, I don't know whether you know this, but there's this tournament called the Sea Games that's actually taking place right now, and our Malaysian national team. Uh, the tournament is for I mean for with regards to football, it's a annual it's a biannual, sorry, it's a tournament that comes in. It's not a tournament actually. It's more like it's something similar to the Olympics. Okay, so it's like our Southeast Asian version of the Olympics that comes in every 2 years
Yeah.
once. So for football, okay, for the sport, for the football event, they allow teams they allow football teams for those under 23. Okay, so our Malaysian under 23 team participated in the Sea Games, but unfortunately we were knocked out of the tournament. Okay, so
Oh,
several yes, it was about 2 days ago. We were knocked out, but we lost. We won against Laos, we lost against Thailand, and then we lost against Vietnam, and then we won against Singapore. But it's too late. Okay, because
yeah.
we need to win at least 3 matches in order to qualify for the semi-finals. So we were knocked out at the group stage. So for that match between Malaysia and Vietnam, that was very interesting because two red cards were shown. Okay, two red cards were actually shown. Okay,
Mm.
and the thing is, the referee, I think he was a bit biased because in one of the incidents involving a Vietnamese player against a Malaysian player, the Vietnamese player had his foot high. He actually hit the player in the face, but he only had a yellow card. Okay, if you don't
No,
mind,
that should be a straight red.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to show you the match, and you can tell me whether that should be a red or otherwise. Because he didn't get a red, he only got a yellow. Okay, let me show it to you. Vietnam versus Malaysia. By the way, sorry folks in the chat, I'm going to have to be talking about football for a while, right? Okay, just for a short while with the brother, because I want him to see this. Let me see now if I can find the incident. Hang on, let me see if I can find the incident. Is it this? Let me see now. Yellow card. Find it. I think it's this one. If I'm. Oh yes, I found it. Okay, so let me see now. Okay, so this is the yeah, it's an Indonesian channel, by the way. I don't know why, but Indonesians have taken an interest in our football, although we are supposed to be rivals. All right, so yeah, so this is the incident that I was talking about. Look at this. Okay, look at that. Yeah, there you go. That should be a red, right?
Oh yeah, that's a
Yeah,
karate kick.
but he only got a yellow.
Yeah,
And
that should be a straight red.
so this was the first penalty that Vietnam got. So Vietnam took the lead, unfortunately. And then I think this was the second goal. Yeah, this was the second goal. Okay. Yeah, it was a very bad defense, I think. I think the defender didn't close in properly. Okay, so it's our fault. Okay. Yeah. And then it was raining too. Okay. So and then this was our goal, our only one. It was 2-1, by the way, the result. So is that a legit goal, by the way? Can you see that yeah. Is this a legit goal? Because I find it funny. Okay, this and then
Okay,
boom.
rewind it.
Is that legit? Okay, and this yeah. Is that legit
If
just
he
now?
caught it, then he can't kick it out of his hand.
Really? Okay.
Did he
Look at
catch
this.
it?
Okay, look at it again. Yeah, he caught it, but but the ball was slipped from his hands because of the rain, I think. Okay,
Oh
look
yeah,
at
no,
that.
that's legit. That's legit. Yeah,
Legit?
yeah.
There you go.
Because if he
Okay.
didn't catch it, then yeah.
Yeah, he caught it, but then the ball slipped from his hands because it's slippery, I suppose. And then our player just pounced on it, right?
Yeah,
So
that's his problem. Yeah.
okay.
So yeah.
And this is the red card. Okay, this is the red card from our side. Okay. So I don't this is legit, right? This is legit red card, right? I suppose there's a legit red card incident.
Not necessarily.
This,
Could
yeah,
be
this.
a yellow.
Could be a
But
yellow, right?
could be yellow. Yeah.
Could be yellow, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's
So
like.
okay, this is the second, and then this is the second. We had two yellow red cards. Sorry, so this is the first incident of a red card, and this is the second incident involving a red card. Look at this. Okay, is that a red card?
I can't see properly. Could you
Okay.
rewind it?
Let's see whether he plays again. There. Okay, this is the replay. All right, look at it.
It's going too fast. The video
There.
is playing too fast. I'm not sure why.
Do you want me to slow it down? I can slow it down. Okay. Let me try slowing it down. Sorry, guys, in the chat, I'm playing some football stuff. Okay. Okay. Let me. Okay, that's a red card, by the way. Okay. Pump. Okay. And then this guy comes in. He tries to, yeah. And then I don't know. It looks as though he punched him, but I don't think he did. Okay. Do you see that? Is that a red card
Yeah.
though?
Did he punch him or no?
No, he didn't. That's the thing. He just pushed him away. It's not a punch.
Yeah, no. Yellow at worst.
Yeah, that's what exactly. So look at that. There you go. So I don't know why
Yeah.
I think the Vietnamese player was play acting. So
Yeah. He
that
acted
kind of
to
caused,
get the referee's
yeah,
sympathy. Yeah.
exactly. So unfortunately, the referee gave him a red card. So we had two red cards. So yeah, the game. Once we had two. Okay, this is the second. This is the first incident that I mentioned. Okay, so so this is the first incident. Okay, so let's replay that. So he got a red card. Or was it a second yellow? I'm not really sure. I think it was a second yellow. Yeah. this could be legit though, because it was a second yellow. But that particular incident at the goalpost, I don't think that should have been a card at all. Okay.
No, yeah, that was not of that. No.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, there you go. Yeah. So yeah. So was what happened. So I think yeah, Malaysia lost the game because of the referee. Okay. So
Yeah,
that's
I
just
agree.
how it is. Right.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. Okay. So yeah, that's very unfortunate.
Unlucky. You'll go again. You'll go
Yeah,
again.
but unfortunately, that cost us the tournament because they were supposed to win. They had to win against Vietnam because they already lost against Thailand. Okay, so it was a
Oh
do
yeah,
or die mission. So because they lost against Thailand, and so they had to win against Vietnam, and so because they have lost against Vietnam, so it's goodbye SEA Games. Okay, so
yeah.
there you go. Okay, so yeah.
Unlucky. You'll go again.
Yeah.
No problem. Yeah.
But I'm actually proud of the boys because from what I saw, they played quite decently. Okay, they did quite well. It's just that they made I think they made a few defensive errors that caused the goals, which shouldn't have
Yes.
happened. But overall the play was good, and especially the match against Vietnam, they actually played better than the match against their previous matches. But unfortunately, I think things were just not on their side, and yeah,
Yeah.
it just
Fair
happens.
enough.
Okay, it just happens. Yeah. Oh, mashallah, we have a new member. We have a new member, Brother
Yeah.
Mehdi Ahmadi. Mashallah. Thank you, Brother Mehdi. Thank you for becoming a member, mashallah. So I have a new member now, mashallah. A new paid member,
Congratulations, man.
mashallah. That's it. Thank you very much, brother. Yes. I hope to launch my footballing channel soon, inshallah. I want
Yeah,
to do that.
inshallah. I'll be your
Yeah.
first fan.
I saw that you have subscribed to it. I think I saw there was one subscriber.
Yes.
Was that you, by the way? Yeah, I
Yes,
thought
that was
so.
me.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. Yeah, I need to I'm actually getting someone to do the intro, for the channel intro video,
Yeah.
so that when I start my videos I will have the intro played. Otherwise it will be weird, to just start off with me appearing. I don't feel comfortable doing that. So there needs to be an intro. Like my channel, like for example, my channel has the
Yes.
intro, like
Yeah.
yeah, like this.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, so I need to have it for my footballing channel as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
Fair enough.
so
And
I'm gonna do that
like
soon, inshallah. Yeah,
a logo as well.
exactly. A logo as well.
Yeah.
The branding is important, so I'm planning to do that, inshallah. Yes. Anyway, let's go back to religion before I end the stream. By the way, it's already 3 hours. I need to end the stream soon. So, because it's 11:19 p.m. right now, I have to actually wake up early for work tomorrow morning. So, maybe perhaps you have something to say about that. Yeah.
No, I just came in
Maybe
to say
tell
salam.
me. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, maybe you can tell me a bit about your experience in Australia with regards to Islam. I mean, how has been the reception of Australians to Islam, and how has been your interactions with non-Muslims? How do they feel, especially when they know that you are a Muslim, etc. These kind of things. Maybe you can share that, inshallah.
Like there are some people who would be okay with that. Like
Yeah,
they
of
wouldn't have a
course.
problem. Yeah, but
Yes,
there are other people who would look at you in a in a different way.
exactly. Oh,
You can just tell from like the way they look at you.
yep,
Um,
understood.
but yeah, no. For like Muslim ladies wearing the hijab, they sometimes they would get stares, but usually like
Okay.
compared to like the UK, for example, or France, these more Islamophobic countries, it's
Yeah,
relatively safer,
understood.
Yeah, but yeah, no, there
What?
has been.
With
Yeah, sorry, what's that?
what about the government with regards to Islam? Are they open to Islam? Are they accommodating to Muslims, or do they allow for anti-Islam rhetoric on their media, etc. Those kind of things?
They seem open to everyone, but I'm not sure if it's legit or not because they could
Yeah,
be saying something on the outside and on the inside
yeah,
there could be something different. So, but
yes,
yeah,
of
on the
course.
outside, we like the government officials usually post like Eid Mubarak to the Muslim community or Ramadan Kareem and these sorts of things.
Yes,
But yeah,
exactly.
I'm not sure if it's legit or not. But,
Yeah.
but yeah, we can practice. We have Muslim butchers, halal restaurants, kebabs. So
Yeah.
it's
Interesting. Interesting. And how about how Australians would react or how did they react when they know that you are Palestinian, especially?
um, uh, some of them would not know Palestine altogether.
Okay. All
others
right.
others
Okay.
would be like, oh, Palestinian, nice, that's it. Like others would,
Okay.
yeah. Um, but yeah, usually like they either don't know Palestine or they just
Mm-hmm.
know that there's a conflict. That's it. But they like don't know
You
much
mean
about
like
it.
you mean like that, like how that guy, the remember the guy who took the shahada from me? He was very
Yeah.
pro-Israeli.
There's not many of like like hardcore Zionists.
Honestly, until today, I couldn't believe that he took the shahada for me because, as you know, he was very pro-Israeli, right? And then suddenly he
Yeah,
told me, you saw it, he on live
it was
stream.
very
He
strange. Yeah,
said, I was shocked, and I mean my jaw was literally dropping. If you look at the previous live stream, you will actually see my jaw was like
yeah,
I was
yeah,
in I was in I was in a stupor because I couldn't believe what I was hearing. But then immediately I composed myself because I didn't want him to just simply leave without reciting the shahada. So I said, okay, let's take it now. Okay, so and then
yeah.
Alhamdulillah he took his shahada. But since then he hasn't contacted me since. I'm not really sure what's up. I hope he's well. I hope that inshallah he's well. I really hope that
Yeah,
I
sure.
did mention on the stream that he could contact me anytime he wants, and maybe he could get in touch with you, but he has not come onto the stream since. I'm not sure what happened. I
Yeah,
hope
I'm
that
not sure. Maybe.
I
Yeah,
hope yeah, I hope he has contacted his local imam though. But oh yeah, speaking
yeah.
about local imams, what would be the masjids like in Australia? Would there be many mosques that you can visit in Australia, or are the mosques very far apart? When only in certain locations.
Um, in Sydney, like they're not too far apart. There's a good
Okay.
number of them. So like you would find
Yeah.
there's a musalla in the CBD. Um,
Okay. Okay.
there's a few in the south as well. In the north, I'm not sure, but you go to
Okay.
the western side of Sydney. There's a lot of mosques. Uh,
Okay.
that's
Okay.
in terms of Sydney, but in terms of Perth, there's less mosques, but I wouldn't say they're necessarily far apart because like it's a smaller city.
Mm.
But
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
there's like say I don't know 25, 30 mosques in all of Perth, but yeah, they're basically in
Mm.
areas where there's Muslim like there's a Muslim presence.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Understood. Understood. So okay, I'm going to put up a map of Australia. All right. So okay, there you
so
go. Okay. Can
yeah.
you tell me? So can you tell me exactly which places, parts of Australia are inhabited and which parts are not? Because I'm big. Are these the parts? Are they only the uh, coastal areas inhabited and this region is not, or is it everywhere? I mean, maybe you can give
Yeah,
me a
so
rough
the
idea.
coast. How do I point out?
Yeah.
How can I point it out to you?
Yeah. You
So
can tell me the colors. Just the colors because the colors are quite clear, right? Yeah.
see the like red areas on the
Okay.
eastern side.
Okay.
So yeah, there you've got Sydney there, Melbourne in the
Okay.
southeast. You've got Brisbane as
This
well.
area, I presume. This
Yeah,
area.
yep, that's it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
What about this area? Is it inhabited
Which one?
here on the
Yes,
left?
but not so much.
Oh, why
Like
why is that? I'm a bit curious to know why is it that the eastern side is inhabited but the western side is not
so,
many.
in the western side, you've got Perth, where I
Okay.
currently live. I'm
Okay.
currently in Perth.
Okay.
Um,
All right. All right.
it's the capital of Western Australia, and
Okay.
the population is 2 million.
Okay.
The rest are just like tiny cities. You've got Broome,
I see. I
Exmouth,
see.
tiny
I see.
cities with like
Oh,
populations of
okay.
say
Okay.
20,000 and stuff like that. But yeah,
Oh, okay. All right. All right.
yeah, the
Okay.
rest
Okay.
is just basically the outback, which is like desert. Um,
Oh, So have they tried to irrigate the desert? Is it possible to send water to the desert, or is it not possible at all, logistically speaking?
I think it's possible, but there would be so much effort involved in it, so they just
Yeah.
they just leave it.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, it's
Okay.
like a
I see. I
very
see.
big area. Most of the land is actually
Oh, really?
desert. Yeah, yeah,
Oh, really? Because I was thinking that, since the whole country is actually a continent in itself, wouldn't it be great? Like, if there's a lot of people here. I mean, with a country this size, you can actually, have a population as high as India, even, right? If this place
uh,
is irrigated, right? For example, yeah,
you could, yeah. Is
yeah.
India overpopulated? Because the population is 1 billion, 1 point.
I think, yeah, I think their country is they don't have any desert, so I think the whole country is populated actually. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. You would be able to fit many people, yeah, if like
yeah,
the
yeah.
the outback was not a desert, yeah.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. And I think there was this story. I came across this story where the Australian military had a war with animals. I don't remember what the name of the
Yeah,
animal was.
emus.
Ah, the emu. Yeah, the emu war. That was when I read that, I was like laughing. I was like, how the hell do you get defeated by a bunch of animals, man? That was so funny. I mean, that was so. I mean, it's hilarious. I mean, I'm sorry if I offended you as an Australian, but it's so funny to hear that to read the story, the history, man.
Yeah, it is funny.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. For those who don't know, I'm going to share the story. Okay, the emu war. It's so funny because they wanted to get rid of the emus, but then in the end they got defeated by these birds. I'm so. It's so, yeah. There you go. Yeah, this is the one. Yeah, this is the one. It was so funny, man. I mean, they couldn't defeat the emus. My God, how did you get defeated by a bunch of birds? I don't get it. Oh my God. So I'm just curious to know what happened to the emus. Are they still around until today?
yeah, they are.
So
They're
you
still
never get
around.
they're still around, and are they still a nuisance to the population, or you have managed to control them?
No, yeah, no, they're under control, so no one has a problem with them.
Or
But
oh,
yeah,
okay, okay. I guess
so
I guess I guess over the years, I guess maybe they have managed to find a way to control them. But that was funny, man. The emu
yeah,
war.
no, that
That
is
was hilarious.
yeah. I think we have
That
an
was
emu
funny.
on our like government logo or whatever it's called. Like,
Ah, okay,
yeah,
okay.
if you
Interesting.
type up Australia government logo, I think
Okay. Oh,
uh,
interesting.
did you see it?
Yeah.
It's very
Can you share it? Maybe perhaps you could share it. Yeah, you can click on present. Yeah.
uh, can I screen share? Is it possible?
Yeah, yeah, you can. Go ahead.
Um, share screen.
Yeah. Share screen and then share your tab.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, you can.
Can you see my screen? Or
No, I can't see it yet because you haven't shared it yet.
uh,
You need to click on present, and then you need to click on share screen,
give
and
me a
then you
sec.
need to select the tab that you want to share.
Hmm. Select.
It's not showing up, brother.
It's. I'm not
Maybe,
sure.
maybe you can post it in the private chat and I'll share it. Yeah. Can't believe it, the emu war.
Yeah, so I'm not that good at technology. I'm not sure because I've
Nah,
I've
just
never.
post. Can you post the link in the chat, in the private chat? Then I can share it for you.
Can you
Oh, okay,
see
okay, I
now?
saw it now. I guess. Yeah, I can see it now.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Okay. Oh, there you go. Yes, I can see it now. Yes, yeah. Okay.
yeah.
So
So
the emu is the one next to the kangaroo, right? Yeah.
yeah, that's the government logo.
Ah. Oh, I see. Interesting. Interesting. So you have the emu on your logo. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Okay, I'm going to share some comments from Brother Mehdi, right, regarding Australia. He made some comments about Australia. I don't know, maybe you would like to, give your feedback as well. He said, I read 80% of Australia is uninhabited. Irrigation
yes,
is one
correct.
thing, but there are also minerals missing, just as the sheep or cattle farmers. Is that correct? Oops, I think you disappeared, brother. Hello, are you there? Oops. Okay. Are you there?
Can you hear
Hello.
me? Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Back again. All right. Okay. Yeah.
I'm not
So yeah,
sure
what
what
do
he
you think?
means by just ask the sheep cattle farmers.
Hmm. Yeah.
I think
So
he's referring to something since there's a wink emoji, but not sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So
Rabbits, rats,
and then,
emus,
yeah,
huge
yeah,
issues. There's a great destruction of the British. Yeah, yeah. They still have
yeah.
problems with these. I've seen
Oh,
some.
really? What's the problem with
Ra-
rabbits? I thought. What's the problem with rabbits? I love rabbits.
rabbits? No, not rabbits. We have a problem with spiders. Um,
Oh, really? Spiders?
yeah, spiders, but
What
rabbits, nah.
what kind of spiders? Poisonous spiders?
Yeah, there's a lot of yeah, pretty
Tarantula?
dangerous.
I mean, what type of spiders?
Basically a lot of types. I'm not sure, like,
Oh,
but
oh,
yeah,
really? Oh my God.
yeah, like
Okay,
so
that's.
sometimes they creep in houses and stuff.
Oh, I hate those kinds of they
Yeah,
creep into houses. Oh
they
my
should have
God,
used
that's.
the platypus instead of that bird. They used it on the money. They use it on the money.
They use it on the platypus. Do you have platypuses in Australia?
Um, I don't think we have much of them.
I don't think platypuses is indigenous to Australia, right? I think
Why?
emus are much more indigenous. That's the
Uh,
reason why you have the emu. Okay,
yeah.
although you tried to kill them before, although you wage a war against them, but you still
Yeah.
have them on your logo, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was so funny. Each
If
time I
you
think
can't
of it,
beat them, join them.
exactly. Yeah. Okay. The emails
Platypus is,
won the war. Emails won the
uh,
war. You don't need weapons. You just have to be an emu and run around. Okay, and you can beat them.
yeah,
Oh my God, it's so funny, man. Oh my God, what's
yeah,
this? Brother Mandy said platypuses is from there. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. But I guess emus are much more popular.
yeah. They are.
uh, okay, yeah. So with regards to the emus, is it possible to eat this bird, or you can like, yeah, I know there's ostrich meat, right? For example. Oh, speaking of which, why didn't you choose the ostrich as your logo instead of the emu?
I
Ostrich is
don't know.
quite, yeah.
You would have to
Uh,
ask the government.
what is the population of ostriches like in Australia? Are they as popular as the emus, or otherwise?
And I don't think they are. No, but not as much.
Okay, okay,
Ox-
all right.
I'll double check.
So
Uh,
I know for a fact that there are some Malaysians who actually eat ostrich meat. So I was wondering if you can actually eat emu meat. Is it possible to do that?
I've never heard of anyone who does, so I
Okay,
wouldn't.
okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't know if it's
Oh,
edible or
okay.
not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Because
but
I know that ostriches are edible because we have them here. We actually import ostrich meat here.
interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know that
interesting, isn't
some
it? And
people
we
eat
actually,
kangaroos.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so kangaroo meat is edible for sure. But yeah.
I think we have a kangaroo farm in Malaysia, if I'm not mistaken, for its meat, as well as an ostrich farm for meat.
Oh,
Yeah, we
okay.
have this. Yeah, we have this. Let me see if I can Google. Yeah, ostrich farm Malaysia. I think we have this. Yeah. Yeah, we actually have an ostrich farm and rear them for its meat, or sometimes even for tourist purposes. Okay, so tourism purposes. So it depends really. So depends on the type of farm that rears the bird. Okay, so there you go, ostrich farm in Malaysia. Yeah, there you go. So I think this there you go. This is an ostrich farm in JB, in Johor Bahru. So
Mm,
I think this ostrich farm is meant for its meat. Yeah. Yeah. And then there's also an ostrich farm in Port Dickson. Yeah, there's also an ostrich farm in Desaru. Okay, these are the. I mean, I don't think this is meant for tourism per se, because there's too many of them. See, so I think these
yeah.
are also meant for the meat. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, but it's not
Interesting.
widespread. Okay, yeah, and then we have this. Is that you can see we have a Jelita ostrich farm in Seremban, which is about 60 kilometers from KL. So yeah, so I think this is for the meat. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, this from the meat. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Interesting.
yeah, yeah. There you go. There are the ostriches. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I think we rear them for for its meat. Yeah, interesting, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. It is.
yeah. Ostrich farm. I mean, why would you want to have a farm if you're not going to eat them? Okay.
Yeah. True.
Okay. All right.
Which
Yeah,
is
you're
not
definitely going
noble.
to eat them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't make
Maybe.
you don't just make a farm. You don't just do a farm for fun. You obviously you want to eat them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. There the yeah. So there are the birds. Okay, so yeah. So there you go. Yeah. Oops, I think you left the show. Okay. Hello. Assalamualaikum again.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're back. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. Right. Okay. Right. Brother Mehdi again. Ostrich is not native to Australia from what I recollect. I'm not really sure about that. Yes, you can eat. I think he means yes, you can eat emus. Ostrich is my most favorite bird for eating, but getting it halal is a challenge. I only know one Islamic butcher here. Oh, I see. Okay, okay. I think we have an Islamic butcher for ostriches in somewhere in Shah Alam. It's a city about 20 kilometers from here, but I've never actually come across. Honestly, I've never eaten ostrich meat, so I wouldn't know. But I think I could find one if I wanted to. Okay, I'm just not too keen on eating ostrich because when I see those birds, I don't feel like eating them.
Yeah.
They're so cute, man. I don't feel like eating them. It's the same with rabbits. Okay, I mean, I know that you can eat rabbit. I used to eat rabbit meat. I rabbit satay, by the way. Yeah, we used to have.
Mhm.
I used to eat rabbit satay, but then whenever I see a rabbit, I feel guilty. So I just decided not to eat them. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I mean, I only eat beef. I mean, I only eat chicken now. Okay. Okay. So there you go. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Anyway, brother. So you have anything to say before else? Anything else to say before I wrap this up because I'm going to have to leave soon. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, that's all. Nice talking to you, and
Thank you,
hopefully I
brother.
hop
So
on
thank you for
future
coming.
streams.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming on the stream, all right? And hopefully I'll see you in the next stream. Inshallah, it'll be next week.
Inshallah.
As
Yeah,
we same,
inshallah.
but probably it will be around. It'll probably not be around this time. It will probably be at 10 a.m. Malaysian time. So it should be around 11 a.m. your time. Okay.
Yeah. No, Perth is
Yeah.
the same time as Malaysia, so
Yeah. All right. So
yeah,
excellent. Excellent.
so it's
Inshallah, I'll
perfect.
see
Yeah.
you. All right.
Inshallah,
Wonderful. Wonderful.
jazakallah
Right.
khair.
All right.
No,
Okay.
man.
Okay. 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 Assalamualaikum, brother. Okay. Thank you, brother. So yes, we had Sydney Football TV. We talked about football and we talked about religion and we talked about animals, eating animals. I'm not sure what does that last bit had to do with religion, but hey, I mean this is an open channel. You can ask anything you want. I'm open to anything. It doesn't have to be about apologetics per se. It can be about anything. All right. So yes, right now the stream has been running for oh my god, 3 hours and 24 minutes. Okay. And 6 viewers are now watching this live stream. Okay. Thank you very much for joining me on this channel, The Muslim Apologist. And I'm your host, MENJ. Okay, yes, just increased to 7 viewers. But unfortunately, I will have to leave you now because I have work tomorrow. Okay. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to leave you now. But before I go, I'm going to read some of the comments. All right. So Brother Sydney Football says, "Us was my audio good? Yes, it was good. It was decent, right? So yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's great. It's not bad, right? It's not great, but it's okay, right? What else? Brother Mehdi. I think he's talking about ostrich meat. Try it. You will change your mind. It's super lean meat and nothing like a bird. Trust me. Okay. If I do come across a halal butcher which offers ostrich meat, then I'll try it. Right. I think I could find it. I think I could find it somewhere, but it's going to be a bit yeah, it's definitely going to be far away from where my location is currently. So yeah, I'll have to see. All right. I'm sorry if it wasn't good. Nah, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Right? Don't worry about it. It's fine. Okay. So yeah. Okay, so guys, I'm afraid that I have to leave now. I have to leave you now, and inshallah, I'll see you again in my next live stream. Okay, as usual, my live stream should be operational or should be running in the morning Malaysian time, 10 a.m. Malaysian time, GMT 8. Please check your local timing for your local time. Okay, for because I'm running it at my time zone is GMT plus 8 positive 8. All right, so make sure that you can cross check that with your local time zone so that you don't miss my live streams. But in any case, you could just click on, once I've ended this live stream, I will reactivate my next live stream schedule. So all you need to do is actually click on that link, on that video link leading to the next scheduled live stream, and your local time will be shown below. All right, so you can actually check that and cross check that, and you will know when the next live stream would be. Also, yeah, you can actually click on the notify me button so that once the live stream starts to air, at least 30 minutes before it starts to air, a pop-up message will appear in your phone or on your desktop informing you that the live stream is about to start. So it shouldn't be a problem once you do that, right? So anyway, before I end this live stream, as usual, I have my intermission. All right, so thank you very much for joining my live stream. I really hope that everyone enjoyed it. Yes, we've talked about religion, we've talked about Christianity, about Islam, about football. I don't know why we were talking about football, but we did. And we were talking about the emu war and ostriches and food and things in Australia, etc. But I think it has been a very good live stream, mashallah. And I think this is part of how I want TMA to be, because the any of the live streams on TMA to be, because I don't want it to be just on religion per se. I want to humanize Muslims as well. I want us to be talking not just about religion, but also about other things in life, about the dunya as well, which does not conflict with the haram. Okay, does not involve haram activities and involves positivity in our lives. Okay, so I'm not a religious scholar. I'm an apologist. Okay, I've never claimed to be a da'i. I'm not going to pretend in front of the camera, saying that I'm this saint walking on earth without any blemish or any sin whatsoever, because I'm most certainly not. Okay, I use foul language in my life. I don't mind using foul language in my life. I will curse and shame anyone who tries to curse and shame the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. I have no qualms doing so. I know that some people may not like my methods, but that's who I am. I'm not going to lie about who I am. Okay, I'm not going to pretend in the camera saying, "Oh, I'm this nice saint that never said any bad things about anyone." But then behind the camera, I do all these sorts of nasty things which are not in line with Islamic values. But right now, I'm telling you, I don't have any qualms doing that. If anyone tries to smear or blaspheme the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, if they show rudeness to us as Muslims. Okay, it may not be in line with Islamic values, but that's just who I am. Okay, if you don't like it, then too bad, because I'm not a saint. Okay, I'm an apologist, not a saint. And with that, thank you very much for joining my live stream. I hope that inshallah this has been beneficial to you. As usual, my live stream will always be, aired weekly, at least I try to air it weekly. As I mentioned earlier, the times will be stated in the scheduled live stream. You can cross check that with your local timing. And inshallah, I'll see you again in a future live stream, or perhaps one of my standalone videos, since I already have this camera here. I already have this camera, right? So this camera would be the basis for me to record all my standalone videos from now on. It's 4K, by the way. Inshallah, I'll see you again in a future live stream. I have to go now because yes, I have work tomorrow. Okay, I'm unlike some people who have nothing better else or nothing better to do apart from insulting Islam and making it their their full-time job. Okay, I do have a daytime job. Okay, so inshallah, I'll see you again in a future live stream. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.